evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. And welcome to The Void. Welcome to game night on Saturday the 30th of August. Very nice to see you all here. Hope you're keeping well and have had a splendid Saturday in spite of the weather. Let me unmute alerts now the titles are finished. It's Sotley. Thank you very much for the 57 months, my dude. Most grateful to you. It's lovely to see you around. It's been a little while, been a minute. But fab to see you here. So thank you very much for the support. Let's move that into exported to build. And here's a message from our sponsor, Matt the Ref.
Highway to the Danger Zone, 64 months, and long overdue a game night win.
Long overdue a game night win. Let's see if we can make it happen tonight, Matt. Thank you for the 64-month subscription there. Hope you're keeping well, my dude. Yes, Prugs, to answer your question, yeah, it still has to come through the reward request queue, but last time, on Thursday, I realised I had two, one for random, one for 1,000, and the idea is you're only supposed to be able to cash in one per stream. So I've made it on both, and you can differentiate between it, whichever one you want to go for. So if anyone wants to cash in 10,000 micro pennies, you can either cash in for a straight 1,000, or you can cash in for a random lottery draw. The lottery will pick 55% of the time, will pick a number 1,000 or less. So let's see if it works, because I've only just implemented it. Then I'll say hello to you all properly. Right, so we've got two lottery requests, one from Prugs and one from TVP. And I can do them both at the same time now, and it will give you a different amount. So, best of luck, Prugs and TVP. Let's see what you're going to win. Prugs, 1,341. TVP, 419 pennies. Thank you for playing, both of you. And a tick, and a tick. And Solomon just wants the regular 1,000. So let's do that nice and easy. Thank you very much for cashing those in. Don't forget you can cash those micro pennies in to add to your overall penny bank total. Let me say hello to you all. Good evening too. Shapes and JR, Colin and Prugs, Lewis and Otley, Arun and Stimson's Angle, good evening, SJ and Matt, Vertigo and Flyboy, Conradlac and Solomon, AB, me and Matt and Lupine and Oni and Charlie and TVP and anyone else who is lurking, loitering and lingering in the chat. You're most welcome to be here. Thank you very much for joining me this rather damp Saturday evening. It was only damp where I am anyway. I'm wearing a shirt because I went to a wedding today. Oh, I played at a wedding today. Although I went to it as well, but I was playing at it. We've yeah, so I just had a message come through from Lingo regarding this first pack, because our first pack of the night in this triple build tonight is DangerZone, as written by Lingo Maniac and proofed by Cola. This came first, the giving of the rings or the proclamation. It was the giving of the rings, came before the proclamation, which came just before the signing of the marriage documents. It's no longer the signing of the register because of legal changes in the Church of England. I appreciate we've got two Matts in tonight. We've got Matt the Sprat and Matt the Ref. Two Matt-thers, I suppose. You've got two Matt-thers with a Matt the Sprat and a Matt the Ref. Well, welcome to both of you. Nice to have you here. First time chatter, who's that? Dr. Volps. Welcome to the stream. I don't know why I'm looking up there when I've got it down here. Welcome to you, and welcome to DangerZone, Dr. Volps, and welcome Nata, Davidovich, and CJ as well. Lovely to have you all here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So yeah, 3 games tonight. We've got DangerZone, we've got the Purge, and we've got Spotlight. So it's a bit of a busy night. It's probably going to be a little bit of a late one, so I'm going to try and get started as quickly as possible. If you have not played DangerZone before, you'll pick it up pretty quickly. 5 rounds of 5 questions, and stay out of the danger zone. The faster you answer, the more points you get. Simple as that. We see a Matt the Third. Could see a Matt the Third. And welcome to the stream, Principe Mishkin as well. I'm in dark mode on my monitor over here, and so I can barely see your name in the black text. But welcome to you. It does debug it nice and yellow for me in the operator. Matt the Spref. That would be a merge of the two. Matt the Spref, wouldn't it? But yes, welcome to you all. Like I say, I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. And I'm looking forward to some quiz. Say 3 excellent games to look forward to tonight. DangerZone, which I fixed the Konami code issue. So now if you there's still any time entry, but if you join after question 4 of round 1 is concluded, it'll put you in a little holding pen until the end of round 1, and then you can join in the full game from the start of round 2. Otherwise, there's this weird edge case where you can sort of force your way through into round 2 without answering a question if you join at the right time. So It's happened a couple of times through people through no fault of their own, I assume through no fault of their own, abusing that little bug in the code, which has now been patched blissfully. A couple of other things. I've changed how the tiebreakers work, actually. So if we get to a tiebreaker tonight, it used to be if we had a tiebreak between 3 players and we need to get rid of 2 of them, it will now be the closest 2 to the number will automatically get through, and the one furthest away will drop the point. I've tested it as thoroughly as I can. I think it's fine. I've also updated 5 brand new tiebreaker questions in here because we only had 1 left. Yeah, quite a few tweaks and changes. I've done a few little quality of life improvements in Spotlight as well. I've still got a list of stuff to do in the Purge, which I just didn't get around to because I needed to update the operator as well, which looks to be working swimmingly for now. BC, Mondo Bong, welcome both of you to the stream. Great to have you with us. I'm not going to wrap it on too much longer. We've got 30 players in already, which is a great number for DangerZone, probably an optimum number, some might say. I'm going to give you another 30 seconds to come and join the lobby before we lock it up. A gentle reminder, if you're on the Universal Controller and you're on the standalone one, you should be on 0.6.7 by now. Had an update on Thursday. I think most players who are here on Thursday would have got the update. If you're on the WebGL version, it will automatically update. You'll just need to revalidate your credentials. So yeah, all should be well. Looking forward to tonight. I've proofed the Spotlight pack, so I sort of know what's coming there. But the other 2, DangerZone and the Purge, I've no idea what to expect. So, yeah. And Lewis has reminded me that I need to give a plug for something later on of his, which I will do during the continuity in between the games. For now, let's lock the lobby and get aboard. That's the wrong button. It's a good thing I wasn't focused on it. And let's get aboard the... On we go. So, there's the anytime entry code. Like I said, 5 rounds of 5 questions. There's a category in each. In each round, you get a help. You can either nerf the question or you can multiply on the question. Multiply will double the points you get if you give me a right answer. Because if you give me the wrong answer, it's 0. Double 0 is still 0. Or you can nerf it for a flat rate in this opening round. It'll be 15. And let's load the category and it'll tell you more about it. Round 1 is Matthew. 5 questions in this round. As I said, multiplying will double your points for the question. With 30 players in, the first player to answer correctly gets 30 points. The next gets 29, then 28, then 27, and so on. So, yeah, nerfing will earn you a flat rate of 15. And if you think it's an easy question and lots of players have already answered and you're late, sometimes a nerf can be a better strategy than going for a late multiplier if you think lots of people are right. And I will leave that up to you to decide. Worth pointing out that you may use either help once this round, but not both. Note CSA round summary read by host, but not displayed on broadcast, which is the placeholder message, which means Lingo didn't have anything else to tell us about this round. Here's a message from our sponsor, Matt the Ref.
Disclaimer. Nerfing Matt is considered rude.
Absolutely. Thank you for the 100 bits there, Matt. Does TTS sound like it's back at a sensible volume tonight? I think it might be. Maybe something else was out of sync. Anyway, the category is Matthew. Yeah, it's a TTS is just... I haven't done anything to it, but... Who knows? Davidovich, welcome on in. That DangerZone size might change. Maxia, welcome to the stream as well. Hope you're ready. Fingers on devices. Don't forget you've got that multiplier or the nerf. You can use either of them once, but not both. If you survive the round, it will be given back to you in the next round. So use it or lose it. Very best of luck to you all. Let's... Welcome on in, Jack. Welcome to the stream. Just in the nick of time. You are late, but we haven't started yet, so you still get into the main game. Up to 33 players now. Good luck. Let's play DangerZone. Starting with this, at San Diego Comic-Con last month, Trey Parker sat alongside Matt Stone and sarcastically apologised about the premiere episode of which season of South Park? 25th, 29th, 22nd, or 27th? That's time up. The correct answer was the 27th. It premiered on the 23rd of July. Let's take a look and as we reorder the board. And see a lot of players flocking into the danger zone there. Probably should have said the top 3 there. AB Me was 3rd, Prugs was 2nd, Zeus was the fastest, getting 33 points. No multipliers coming in there, but there were 4 nerfs coming in. Actually, I beg your pardon, there was 1 multiplier from Matt the Ref, who unfortunately played it on a wrong answer. So he's not going to get any points for that and has lost the help. Vertigo, Woollyback, Conradlac, and Matt the Sprat all nerfing for the flat rate of 15. It's been so long since we played Danger Zone, I've forgotten the flow of the game. Let's see if I can remember it as we go on to question number 2. Which game show host appeared alongside Matt Damon on the latest US season of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Was it Ken Jennings, Steve Harvey, Drew Carey, or Meredith Vieira? Ken Jennings was the answer. They won $1 million for water.org by knowing that Susurrus, I think, is the name of the sound made by leaves of trees as wind blows through them. How about that? Top 5, Jack was 5th, Fluffy was 4th, both of those with a multiply, getting 58 and 60 points respectively. BC 3rd, TVP was 2nd, and Zeus was fastest once again for 33 points. Just the one nerf coming in from Stimpson, Zangle, and 5 multipliers, AB Me, Charlie, Fluffy Bun, Davidovich, and Jack Wilfred. Let's reorder the board to see what that does to the Danger Zone. We have got a standard Danger Zone size. 6 players now in the Danger Zone. Mo, Otley, Solomon, Spicy Lad, Summer, and Top Pop. All of them on 0, but all of them with a help still available. Silent Marie, and welcome to the stream. Let's go on to question number 3. Which Overwatch hero voiced by Matt Mercer was formerly named McCree, Soldier 76, Cassidy, Junkrat, or Lucio? Cassidy was the answer. I have to say, having never played Overwatch, I wouldn't have had a Scooby-Doo on that one, but apparently he's named after Blizzard developer Jesse McCree. The name change came after McCree was fired over sexual harassment allegations. So it's a nice cheerful subject for a Saturday night, isn't it? Cassidy was the answer. Maxio 5th, TVP 4th, Arun 3rd, Solomon 2nd, and Topper was fastest, getting 33 points. I can safely say, Topper, that's probably going to get you out of the Danger Zone. Doorbane and CJ Binks both nerfing for the flat rate of 15, and 2 multipliers for JR and Jogging, both on correct answers. Well played. Let's reorder the board. So we've got a standard Danger Zone size now. 3 players in there with 15. Simpson, Vertigo, and Woolly back having nerfed, and so no help available. Mo, Otley, and Summer have all got a help available, and 2 questions to get out of the Danger Zone. Let's go on to question number 4. Named after Matt Parker, the internet meme Parker Square is most closely related to what subject? Biology, geography, mathematics, or architecture? The first one I would have been reasonably confident on. Mathematics is the answer. If anyone's watched Number File, or indeed Computer File, or any of the other file video channels on YouTube, Number File is one of my favourite ones to put on to go to sleep to. I find it interesting for a bit, but by that time of night it just helps my brain to go. Yeah, so popularised by Number File, much to Matt Parker's chagrin. Chagrin? I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. Chagrin, I think. Mathematics was the answer. Top 5, AB Me in 5th, JR 4th, Topper in 3rd, Proogs was 2nd and with a multiplier, and it was Solomon Dudley on top getting 33 points there. 2 nerfs from Oni and Mondo Bong, and 6 multipliers there. Colin, Proogs, Otley, Innis, Natta, and Maxio, all of them on correct answers. Let's reorder the board. Oh, it's all change in the Danger Zone, and look at this. This is very interesting. Up at the top, JR with 141. Second, ABME with 132. Maxio in 3rd with 129. Smattering of help still available. Remember, use them or lose them. You'll get it back in the next round if you make it through. If you don't use it, then, or if you go out, then you won't get a help anyway. So, it's quite bad that you've never seen Number File BC. Quite bad is how I would quantify that. Down in the Danger Zone, David, Otley, Conrad, Referee, Woollyback, and Mo. But there is only a point between David and Stimpson, and Vertigo's only a point ahead of that. Davidovich and Otley on the same score, 32. No helps available for any players in the Danger Zone. Very best of luck with this. It's question number 5. Take a look. If Matthew McConaughey wanted to become governor of Texas, which incumbent would he have to defeat? Ron DeSantis, Ted Cruz, Greg Abbott, or Beto O'Rourke? Greg Abbott was the answer. McConaughey did consider running for governor in 2022, but ultimately didn't. Democrat Beto O'Rourke did try to unseat Abbott that year. Unfortunately, he failed. Hashtag, well, Unfortunately, he failed. That is the opinion of the question writer. I'm not commenting on political allegiances, certainly not on US ones. Greg Abbott was the correct answer. We have 5 multipliers in there, all on wrong answers. Topper, Arun, TVP, Principe, Michigan, and BC, all multiplying on the wrong answer. Nerfs coming in from Solomon, Zeus, and Flyboy in the top 5. Matt the Sprat was 5th. Innis was 4th. CJ was 3rd. Jack Wilfred was 2nd. And Matt the Ref getting the top answer, or the fastest answer, with 33 points. That should get you out of that danger zone, Matt. Let's see who has survived and who has not as we reorder the board. Oh ho! We've got a tie. Muchos excite. Well, if your strap is green, then you are definitely safely through to the next round. Congratulations. So that's JR, AB, me, and Maxio. You 3 will get a little boost going into round 3. You top 3 as you finished at the top. And you'll be joined in round 2 by Jack. Did I say round 3? I meant round 2 if I said round 3. You'll be joined there by Jack, Zeus, Run Proves, Marcini, Fluffy, Solomon, Charlie, Matt, Inca, Shapes, Jogging, CJ, Colin, Topper, Flyboy, Matt the Ref, Vertigo, Conrad, Otley, Ben, Summer, and Spicy Lad. Very well played. All of your scores will reset to 0, and we will see you in round 2. Principe, Stimson, Davidovich, Woollyback, and Mo. Unfortunately, you are going to be eliminated at this point, but we have got a tie between Volts and Dorban, 37. We can only lose 6 players this round, and we've got 7 in the danger zone, and so we need to go to a round 1 tiebreak. Tiebreaker. So, Volts and Dorban, you'll get a question which has a numeric answer. Whoever gets closest to the answer will keep their score of 37. Whoever is further away, their score will drop by a point down to 36, and you will be eliminated from the game. I wish you both the very best of luck. Here's the question. If a train leaves Manchester Piccadilly at 5:55 p.m. and arrives at London Euston at 8:25 p.m, what was its average speed to the nearest mile per hour? Need an answer. Folks, you didn't get an answer in. You did not get an answer in, which means that we're going to resolve this tiebreaker, and I think you're going to take the default point. The correct answer was 64 miles per hour. Principe, sorry to get your hopes up there as you go above Volts but you're still in the danger zone. Yeah, 64 miles an hour. It's 161 miles from Manchester Piccadilly to London Euston by train. It is a single route track, a single route line, if you like. So the average would be 64 miles per hour. Dorbain going for 30, which was quite a long way away, but Volts didn't get an answer in, and so is given int.max value, which was by default is going to be further away. Oh, what a shame for Volts, but very well done, Dorban. You do survive through to the next round. Your points will be reset to 0, and we hope to see you there and doing as well as possible. Shape's the only player not to use their nerf who survived. Volts not using their nerf, but being eliminated, so it's academic. It means at the end of round 1, we have 6 players we need to say goodbye to. Principe, Volp, Stimpson's Angle, Davidovich, Woollyback, and Mo. You can continue in the behind-the-scenes game. There is a lobby medal available and, of course, extra pennies. But unfortunately, for now, it is the end of the round. You are in the danger zone, which means we have to say goodbye. And also...
what a shame.
Yes, we do. Pop! Off they go. To the great danger zone in the sky. So, we move on to round number 2, and we've got our Boneyard there. Principe and Volps have got the Boneyard crowns at the moment with the highest number of points. From now on in the Boneyard, only your question count will be tracked, and whoever's got the most questions correct out of 25 at the end of the game will be our Boneyard champion. Our Danger Zone has now got 7 players in it, which means we're going to lose 7 players at the end of this round. Seems awfully high. But I think it tracks. It does track. It's going to be 7 for the rest of the game now. JR starting on 13, AB me on 9, Maxi on 6, everyone else back to 0. And let's take a look at category number 2. Mark. We started with Matthew and now moving on to Mark. 5 questions this round. Again, multiplying doubles your points for the question, and nerfing will earn you 13 points this round. That's half the number of players rounded down. Again, you can use either help once, but not both. Use them wisely and make sure you do use them before the end of the round. If you're eliminated, you won't have one anyway. And if you use it and you survive, you get it back. But they don't stack. That's something I should have added. If you didn't use it in round 1, you don't now have 2. You still only have 1. Okay, they don't stack going through the round. much like your points. So, JR, AB, me and Maxio with the small advantage. Round summary, read by host but not displayed on broadcast. Again, that sounds like a placeholder host note. Mark is the category. Very best of luck to the remaining 27 players and the 6 players in the Boneyard. Let's play Danger Zone. During the bottling process, a bottle of Maker's Mark bourbon is dipped in a vat of what colour wax? It's red. I used to work in a Thresher's, so I've sold a few bottles of this in my time. Distillery employees dip each bottle by hand, which is interesting because they do always look like they haven't been, machine manufactured. People who visit the distillery can even dip their own bottle for no additional fee beyond the cost of the bottle itself. Well, how exciting. 3 multipliers coming in there. Fluffy and Oni and Matt. Matt on a wrong answer. Fluffy and Oni multiplying on the right answer, so well done. Top 5, Otley in 5th, Vertigo in 4th, CJ in 3rd, Zeus in 2nd, and Fluffy was the fastest, 2.59 seconds. And with a multiplier, that's going to take you up to 54 points, Fluffy. That's going to be a very solid start. Well played. Let's reorder the board. Amazing the logic you generate under time pressure. I remember thinking, most wax is red. Yes, it is. So, Fluffy straight to the top. Spicy Lad, from just clinging on in the last round, is now into 2nd place, so again has used his help already. AB Me currently in 3rd. Tie in the Danger Zone with lots of players on 0, but let's see if they can change that as we move to question number 2. In 2010, Mark McGuire admitted to his use of steroids while breaking records in what sport? Basketball, ice hockey, American football, baseball. Baseball is the answer, and having read the note, I've got an opportunity to press one of my favourite buttons, one of 3 favourite buttons of mine. It was in baseball, and apparently he also said he only took them for health purposes, and that he still could have hit as many home runs as he did without them.
Well, that's all right then.
Obviously. Baseball, the correct answer. Just 1 multiplier there from Conrad Lack on a correct answer. Flyboy and Matt the Sprat nerfing for the flat rate of 13. And Oni in 5th, CJ 4th, AB Me 3rd, Fluffy in 2nd. And the fastest was Proves, getting 27 points there. Wasn't expecting steroids would be of any help in baseball. No, you wouldn't have thought, would you? Let's reorder the board. Still got a tie in the Danger Zone, the number of players on 0, but most of them still with the help available. Fluffy still at the top, Spicy Lad still in 2nd, AB Me still in 3rd, and with a multiplier, or a help rather, still available. Let's play on. Question number 3. Mark Hoppus is a member of what band? My Chemical Romance, Simple Plan, Green Day, Blink-182. Blink-182. My Chemical Romance, the lead singer's Gerard Way. Green Day's got what's his nibs, whose name I forget, but it's not Mark Hoppus. But it doesn't. I don't know what he plays. I have no notes on this. But Blink-182 is apparently the answer. Shapes, Otley, and Jogging all multiplying on a correct answer there. A Run and CJ nerfing for the flat rate of 13. Billy Joe Armstrong, that's the one I couldn't think of. Thank you, Shapes. And a top 5, BC in 5th, Otley in 4th with a multiplier. Fluffy was 3rd, Jogging 2nd with a multiplier, and Shapes at the top with a multiplier. 54 points to you, 1.59 seconds. Bloody quick, Shapes. Very well played. Let's reorder the board, see what that's done to the scores. Shapes found his way out of the Danger Zone up to 8th place now. We've got our standard size of 7. All players in the Danger Zone are still on 0, and all but one of them has still got help available. There are 2 more questions to get yourself out of there. Let's see if you can do it with this one. Question number 4. A close friend and colleague of Mark Cuban, fellow venture capitalist Kevin O'Leary is also known by what nickname? Mr. Marvelous, Mr. Perfect, Mr. Wonderful, or Mr. Fantastic? It's Mr. Wonderful. Bit of a stretch to use his relationship with Mark Cuban as a way to keep this in line with the theme, but Lingo was running out of ideas. A message from our sponsor, Matt the Ref.
Leary. Great surname.
It's a great surname. Thank you for the 100 bits, Matt. Also, I'm not saying Lingo was running out. I'm reading verbatim for what Lingo has written for me. Lingo was running out of ideas. Lingo referring to himself in the third person there. You can call me Charlie and Jack multiplying on a right answer. Natter multiplying on a wrong answer. Vertigo, Prugs, and Doorbane all nerfing. Just 4 getting this one right under their own steam. Maxio in 4th. Charlie in 3rd with a multiplier. Otley in 2nd. And Jack was at the top with a multiplier. 54 points to you, Jack. Very well played. That should shoot you up the ranks. Let's see where it takes you to. Right up to 6th from 18th. It's a good play. Still a smattering of helps left in there. Quite a lot in the danger zone still. Remember, use them or lose them. And yes, if everyone in the danger zone uses your nerf, that may not save you. Bear that in mind. Depends how a run plays and basically how, yeah, well, a nerf is only going to get you 13, and the baseline for getting out of the danger zone is already 13. It might stitch a rune up if you'll play 13, force a tiebreaker. But let's see what happens as we go to question number 5. Good luck. Mark Bingham is a 9/11 hero because he helped fight back against hijackers on a plane operated by what airline? United, Delta, American, Southwest. Arun's got it right anyway, so he's not going to be stitched up. Oh, this is interesting. United was the answer, incidentally. United 93 to be specific. I think most of us probably had an inkling about that or knew it at the back of our minds. He would later be honoured with the establishment of Bingham Cup, the largest amateur rugby union tournament in the world. Quite a few getting that one right. Multipliers coming from AB, me, Toppers, Solomon, Colin and TVP, all on correct answers. 1 multiplier on from BC. On a wrong answer. 3 nerfs from JR, Zeus and Maxio. None of them in the danger zone, so that could make things interesting. Fluffy was 5th, AB me 4th with a multiplier. Arun was 3rd, Jack was 2nd, and Solomon Dudley 1st with a multiplier in 0.84 seconds. Solomon, I think that might very well get you out of the danger zone. And if that was a hit and hope strategy, it's paid off for you. Let's reorder the board and see what's happened to the scores. We've still got the red, not the orange, which means we have a standard danger zone size, and we know who we are going to be losing. Inca choosing not to use his help in that round, possibly to his detriment, as he has finished in the danger zone. Up at the other end, Fluffy finishes on 128, Jack on 103, and AB me on 102. Very well done, you three. You will receive a little boost going into round 2. Into round 3, I beg your pardon. And you'll be joined there by Spicy Lad, Charlie, Otley, Jog, Conrad, CJ, Vertigo, Dorban, Zeus, Prue, Shape, Solomon, Matt, JR, Topper, Maxio, and Marcidi, all of whose points will reset to 0. Very well played, you 20. We will see you in round 3. Stimson is currently leading the Boneyard. Let's see if he can keep that up, as he's about to be joined by another 7 players, because for Ben, Arun, Colin, Flyboy, Inca, Ref, and Summer, it is the end of the round. You are in the danger zone, which means we have to say goodbye. But do keep playing in the Boneyard game. Welcome, lads, to the Boneyard. We'll treat you well. And it's Arun who takes the crown with 5 questions correct out of 10. Let's see if he can keep onto it and claim that Danger Zone Boneyard medal. Fluffy, we start with 10. Jack with 6. AB me with 5. Everyone else is back to 0. Let's play on round 3. For Matthew, Mark, and now it's time for Luke. 5 questions in this round. Multiplying will double your points for the question, and nerfing in this round earns you a flat rate of 10, half the number of remaining players. As before, you may use your help once this round, either help once this round, but not both. Use them or lose them. If you go into the Boneyard, you don't get one at all. If you get eliminated, if you're eliminated, you don't get one at all. If you survive the round, you'll get a fresh one next round anyway, and they don't stack. So use it or lose it. Okay, 5 questions on the category of Luke. 10, 6 and 5 for the boosted players. Fluffy, Jack and AB me. Everyone else on 0. Let's see how you fare with a round of questions on Luke. Let's play Danger Zone. The 2017 live-action remake of Beauty and the Beast stars Luke Evans as Gaston and Josh Gad as whom? His sidekick LeFou, his sidekick Maurice, his sidekick Smee, or his sidekick Cogsworth? I really thought more people would know this. I saw a lot of red coming up on the log there. It's his sidekick LeFou, played by Josh Gad in the 2017 live-action remake. Starred Emma Watson as Belle and... oh, what's his chops as the Beast? The one with the amazing voice. It's gonna... Don't tell me it's gonna come to me. Beauty and the Beast actor. I was the one who... Dan Stevens, that's him. And various all-star people, Kevin Kline, Emma Thompson, Stanley Tucci, Ian McKellen, Ewan McGregor, and a few others in there. But yeah, Josh Gad was very good in that role, I have to say. So Smee, Captain Hook's sidekick, Maurice is Belle's father, and Cogsworth is the talking clock. He's the talking clock, who was voiced by Ian McKellen in that film. Not many getting it. A lot of people going for Cogsworth, that has to be said. A couple go for Maurice as well. 2 multipliers from JR and Vertigo, both on the correct answer. Otley was 5th, Matt was 4th. Matt the Sprat, that is, was 4th. Vertigo 3rd with a multiplier, JR 2nd with a multiplier. Shapes was fastest, getting himself 20 points in just under 4 seconds. Let's reorder the board. Yes, Smee is from Peter Pan, Captain Hook's sidekick in Peter Pan. It's a big tight danger zone at the moment, lots of orange there. Well, let's see if we can change that state of affairs as we go to question number 2. What genre of music is Luke Bryan best known for? Hip-hop, big band, country, or grunge? It's country music. Luke Bryan. I have no other notes for you on here. Let me see if I find you something out about him. Luke Bryan, American singer and songwriter. Thomas Luther Luke Bryan, country music singer, songwriter, and TV personality. 5-time Entertainer of the Year, being awarded by both the Academy of Country Music Awards and the Country Music Association. Must be good then, I guess. 3 multipliers there. Conrad, it's Otley, and CJ, all on the correct answer. Oh, excuse me. Fast answers here, it has to be said. CJ was 5th with a multiplier in 1.91 seconds. That was 5th. TVP was 4th. Prugs was 3rd. Beg your pardon, other way around. Prugs was 4th. TVP was 3rd. It still debugs that the wrong way around. I'm not quite... They came in on the same frame, both 1.87 seconds, and it tends to debug them back to front. Vertigo was 2nd, 1.86 seconds, and Oni was fastest in 1.84 seconds. So not a lot in those top 5 answers at all, but only picking up the 20 points there. Let's reorder the board. Standard danger zone size, Jack, Charlie, Maxio, Zeus, Dorban, Solomon, and Topper currently occupying it, but all with the help still available, and still 3 questions to go. Vertigo's at the top, JR in 2nd, Otley in 3rd, though notably all have already used their helps. Let's go on. Question number 3. Take a look. I like this. When was Luke Skywalker born? The beginning of episode 2, the end of episode 3, the end of episode 2, or the beginning of episode 3? What a great question. It's the end of episode 3. He was only 19 during the events of Star Wars episode 4 A New Hope, which came out, what, 77, 87, 97, 2000, so 28 years before episode 3, which is 2005. Yeah, so the end of episode 3. Spoiler alert for a 20-year-old film, which if you were a Star Wars fan, you probably would have seen by now. Yes, Padme gives birth to twins, Luke and Leia, and then dies of a broken heart. Very sad.
What a shame.
But yes, he's then stolen away by Jimmy Smits, who takes him to Tatooine. The end of episode 2 is the beginning of the Clone Wars. The beginning of episode 2 is Anakin re-meeting Padme for the first time in years and making she makes a misplaced Freudian slip and says, "My goodness, you've grown." And beginning of episode 3 is some mumbo jumbo on a computer-generated spaceship with General Grievous, who's got asthma for reasons best known to George Lucas. Dorbane multiplied and was correct. Prugs and Charlie nerfing for the flat rate of 10 there. Otley was 5th, JR was 4th, Jack was 3rd, Solomon was 2nd, and the fastest there by a full second, TVP in 1.83 seconds, a full 1.04 seconds faster than the second answer. So very well done there, TVP. You've got yourself 20 points. Let's reorder the board. With 2 questions to go, Solomon, AB Me, Jog, Topper, Maxio, Charlie, and Zeus are in the danger zone. All of them have got a help apart from Charlie. JR, Otley, and Vertigo make up 1, 2, and 3, though Matt and Marcini aren't a million miles behind, and both of them still have a help available. Let's go on. Question number 4. Luke Triton, apprentice to Professor Layton, is usually seen wearing what colour flat cap? Green, red, yellow, or blue? It's a blue one, and I know absolutely nothing about Professor Layton. Clayton, welcome to Professor... Talking of Professor Layton, here's Clayton. Very appropriate. You are late, I'm afraid. You get to play in the Boneyard. But yes, appropriate you joining on a Professor Layton question, Clayton. Layton. Sorry, I've broken. Sorry, I got stuck for a minute. Blue was the correct answer. Matt Spratt multiplying on a wrong answer. Maxio multiplying on a right answer. Shapes nerfing for the flat rate of 10. Otley was 5th again. Topper was 4th. Vertigo 3rd. JR was 2nd. And Jack takes the top spot under 20 points. Very well played. Let's reorder the board. Ho ho! With one question to go, we have got a tie in the danger zone. And Clayton, welcome to the stream as well. We can only lose 7 of you. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, we can only lose 7 of you. We've got 8 in there at the moment. That tie between Charlie and Fluffy Bunny needs to be broken. Advantage to Fluffy, who's got that help available, could just nerf their way there. But if Charlie gets the right answer quickly, it might not be enough. But bear in mind, Topper's quite a way ahead with 31 and with their help available. Pink Sparkle Seashell. First time chatter, welcome to the stream and welcome to the game. The game has started, so you join in the Boneyard, which is over on the right-hand side. But keep answering the questions. Lobby medal available if you get the most right. And, of course, pennies for every, which is our channel currency, which you may not know is your first time chatter, for every question you get right. Welcome. Hope you are keeping well. Very best of luck to everybody. Here is the final question of the round. Question number 5. Which of these is the start of a catchphrase associated with the pro wrestler who plays Luke Hobbs in the Fast and Furious series? Say his name and, you can't see me, welcome to the game, do you smell what? Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? I remember that from the 90s and early noughties. Yeah, the wrestler's Dwayne The Rock Johnson with the catchphrase, do you smell what The Rock is cooking? Although slight variations, if you smell and can you smell, also do exist. The other catchphrases are for Joe Hendry, say his name and he appears. John Cena, you can't see me. And a slight impossible answer for Triple H, which is time to play the game. A very nicely phrased question there. I like the style with that lingo, very nice indeed. 6 multipliers, I beg your pardon, coming in there. Only and jogging both on correct answers. AVME, Topper, Solomon, and Zeus all multiplying on incorrect answers. Same when he appears, indeed so. Fluffy, TVP, and Jack all nerfing that question for the flat rate of 10, and just 4 getting it right on their own steam. Oni in 4th with that multiply, giving him 34 points. Matt the Sprat in 3rd, getting 18 points. It's Sotley in 2nd, getting 19 points. And it was Jogging who got it right in the fastest time, 3.05 seconds. And with that multiplier, that's worth 40 points. Jogging, that should get you out of the danger zone. Let's see if anyone else has managed to get out of there as we reorder the board. Topper and CJ Binks just falling in, unfortunately. Fluffy Bunny hangs on by the skin of his teeth. Just a point clear of CJ, 33 to CJ's 32. And it is good night for CJ and below. Otley finishes on top with a very consistent round there, 91 points. JR in 2nd with 89 and Vertigo in 3rd with 73. You 3 will get a little boost going into round number 4, and you'll be joined there by Matt the Sprat, Jack Jog, Spicy Lad, Marcini, Dorban Prugs, Maxio Shapes, and Fluffy Bunny. Very well played. We'll see you in round 4. Aruna Flyboy currently sharing the crown in the Boneyard with 7 questions out of 15 correct each. But it is, unfortunately, the end of the game, or the end of the main game for CJ, Topper, Charlie, Conrad, Solomon, Abimi, and Zeus. Thank you all very much for playing, but it is the end of the round. You are in the danger zone, which means we have to say goodbye. And off they pop. And there we have it. It is going to work out correctly. Another 7 players to be lost. That's more than half the remaining players, with 6 going through to the final. ABB and Charlie now at the top of the Boneyard with 8 questions out of 15. Otley starting with 6. JR starting with 4. Vertigo starting with 3. Everyone else resetting to 0 and getting a fresh help. We've had Matthew. We've had Mark. We've had Luke. What do we think the last category is going to be? Everyone say it in chat on 3. 1, 2, 3. Juan, John, Ringo, Brian, Jeff, Clive, Samuel. You're closest with Ringo, to be honest. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and Duck. 5 questions this round. Multiplying will double your points for the question as ever. Nerfing will get you a flat rate of 6 points. That's half the number of remaining players rounded down. As before, to our 13 players still in the main game, you can use either of those helps once, but not both. Use it or lose it because you don't get a help in the final whether you survive or not. And an additional bonus, if you finish in the top 3, you don't get a boost at the end of this round. Instead, you'll start the final with the total number of questions you've answered correctly minus the number of times you've appeared in the danger zone. So even if you've not been eliminated by being in the danger zone, it is very dangerous being in there. So you want to stay out of it at all costs. For the record, those of you who are defaulting in the danger zone now, and the players who default in the danger zone at the start of the round, a message from our sponsor, Mount the Ref.
Disclaimer. Nerfing ducks is perfectly acceptable in this round.
Perfectly acceptable. Thank you for the 100 bits, Matt. Yeah, just to clarify, those who default start in the danger zone, like the players in red at the moment, that is not a mark against your name when it comes to the final, but every subsequent appearance in the danger zone will count against you going into the final. So use them or lose them, as the saying goes, with those helps. And yeah, Preycast, welcome to the stream, my dude. Have you recovered from Thursday night's money box? Oh, bro had a nightmare. So he did. What have you just come into? It's me going through danger zone at quite a pace is what you've come into here. We do not talk about it. No, okay, fair enough. Let's move on rapidly. 13 players remain. 3 of them have got a boost. Only 6 spots available in the final. The very best of luck to you all. Let's play Danger Zone. Oh, I've not ruined the ending, Matt. Go back and watch it on the VOD channel. First question, in what video game can you create a machine to thrash your own ass that's really just a duck? RuneScape, Deltarune, Undertale, World of Warcraft. That's a Deltarune, which actually is the only one up there I've not heard of. Your machine sucks ass. Is that okay? Heart yes or no? Apparently that's a line from the game. Yeah, incidentally, I've got a new button here. You can go and catch up on game night. Catch up on game night with Game Night On Demand. Head over to PersephoneShare.com/on-demand. Thank you for this message from our sponsor. Deltarune was the correct answer. Vertigo nerfing that question for the flat rate of 6. And only 3 players getting it right. Matt the Sprat in third, Jogging in second, and Maxio fastest, 4.5 seconds, getting 11, 12, and 13 points respectively. Let's reorder the board. G-Nod. Yes, G-Nod indeed. And actually, we don't have a tie in the danger zone because the 3 players who had a boost didn't get it right, along with everyone below them. So we've got a standard danger zone size of 7. Let's see if that will change as we go on to question number 2. In poker slang, a duck refers to a card of what rank? 5, 2, 3, or 7? It's 2 because of the shape of the 2, somewhat resembling the shape of a duck. 4 is boats. Jacks is fish hooks. Queens is ladies. Aces is bullets. And there's probably other ones as well. 2 little ducks. Yeah, a pair of ducks would be pocket 2s. So yes, 2 is the answer. Hello. Bloody hell. Flush and loads with the rain. 92 people coming in. Good lord. We're already quite busy tonight. We just got even busier. Camping Banana, Jacob, Osmam, Brian Rish, Fludge, Arctic Wolfie. Welcome all of you to the stream. Henry the Quacker as well. You've caught us in the middle of Danger Zone. Let's give a shout out to our main man, Flargen Lounge. Flargen Lounge is a Vice City speedrunner, Twitch partner, and general salt of the earth sort of guy. And here's Matt the Ref gifting out 5 community subs on account of that raid. Thank you very much, Matt. Flage, how was the stream? Oh, there's a whole string of alerts waiting to come in. We'll just have a little brief pause in the quiz for a minute. What's the nerf number of points? 6, Proogs. That's the red herring sting featuring Danger Zone. Matt the Ref gifting out us. Oh, Henry the Quacker, thank you very much for that follow. Matt gifting out subs to A4PJ Moore, Cursed Toucan, Andrew of Bob, Davidovich89, and Jimmy Paddy. Enjoy ad-free viewing for the next month. And Matt, thank you very much for your generosity. No problem, Flash. Thank you for the raid. How was stream tonight? Was there a new PB? Connors, welcome to the stream. Next PB will be 49 for sure. Can't be any different. Was it tonight? Did it happen tonight? Anyway, if you're not following Flyers already, do go give him a follow. He's a great guy and a very chill stream. Thank you for that raid, my dude. We're playing Danger Zone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Royal Flush. This is Game Night, where we play interactive game shows and quiz shows here on Twitch. And this is an instance of the game Danger Zone, which is into the throes of the 4th round at the moment, and the pressure's on. So just a little bit of a moment to alleviate the pressure there as we jump right back to the quiz. So 2 was the answer to the question. Oni was 5th, Vertigo 4th, Matt 3rd, JR was 2nd, and Shapes was fastest in just over 2 seconds, getting 13 points. Very well played. Let's reorder that board and see what it does. Incidentally, anyone from the raid who wants to come and play, you can do so with the Universal Controller right there. You need the room code, which is also displayed at the top of the screen and there in the chat right now. So if you fancy some quiz, there's still, half a dozen questions or so left in this game. Do come and join us. You'd be very welcome to play along. So Matt's at the top, Maxio's in 2nd, Vertigo's in 3rd. Those top 2 also with a help still available. We've got 7 players in the Danger Zone: Otley, Oni, Jack, Fluffy, Dorban, Marcini, and Prugs. 8 questions. Yeah, but I said about half a dozen shapes. Stop correcting me. Let's go on. Question number 3. Take a look. Despite scoring a handful of ducks, Don Bradman is still arguably the GOAT of cricket. Which country did he play for? Ireland, South Africa, New Zealand, Australia? Australia was the answer. Arguably his most painful duck was the last one that kept his average just short of 100. A duck is 0 runs. You're quite right. Yes, that means out for 0 runs. In cricket. Multipliers coming from Oni, Otley, and Jogging, all of them correct. Jogging was 5th, Fluffy was 4th, Prugs 3rd, Shape 2nd, and it was Oni who was fastest, and with a multiplier as well, doubling him up to 26 points there. Very well played. Let's reorder the board. All changed, but still a standard size. Maxio out the Danger Zone on 21, likewise with Otley. Vertigo in the Danger Zone with 19 and no help. Spicy Lad and Jog in 1 and 2 without a help. All of the players in the Danger Zone, apart from Vertigo, have still got a help available. With 2 questions left, that can still change. I've got to read our way through that question.
What a shame.
What a shame indeed. Let's go on. Question number 4. Take a look. Thank you. According to the original recipe from the Australian Women's Weekly, which part of their famous duck cake is inedible? The beak, the eyes, the bow, or the hair? I was just thinking, I'm out of Prosecco. I wonder if you'll read my mind. And you do, unless you're watching it. Oh, fair enough. Well, thank you for reading my mind. So I've just been delivered a fresh glass of Prosecco. That's like, are you watching? Did you see me with the empty glasses? Like, no, just sort of new. According to the original recipe from the Australian Women's Weekly, which part of their famous duck cake is inedible? It's the bow, or the bow. The hair is popcorn, the eyes are licorice and round flat sweets, it doesn't get more specific, and the beak is 2 potato crisps, but the bow is simply a ribbon. Oh, it is a bow in that that makes sense now in that context. Wow. AB Me, one of only 3 players to get it right in the Boneyard, along with Stimson and Colin, but Otley, the only player in the main game to get that one right, and picks up 13 points. Prugs did multiply there, but it was on a wrong answer. We've only got 1 question to go. Let's see what that does to the scores. I imagine Otley's going up the ranks a bit. From 5th to 2nd, I think he's cemented his place in the final at this point. Spicy Lad, Otley, Jog, Matt, Shapes, and Maxio are 6 in line for it at the moment. Matt, Shapes, and Maxio with helps available, but Vertigo, JR, Fluffy, Jack, Prugs, Marcini, and Dorban all behind in the Danger Zone. 5 of them have still got a help. Last opportunity to use it. Remember, use it or lose it, because you don't get it in the final either way. Good luck. Here's question 5. In 2011, Daniel McKeegue replaced Gilbert Gottfried as the voice of the duck mascot for what insurance company? Aflac, Liberty Mutual, Nationwide, Geico. Aflac is the answer. Replacement happened shortly after Gilbert Gottfried made insensitive remarks about the earthquake and tsunami that happened in Japan. So that's the rationale behind that. 6 multipliers coming in there. JR, Dorbane, Maxio and Jack all on correct answers. Fluffy and TVP on wrong answers. Matt the Sprat nerfing there. And the top 4, only 4 getting it right, and all of them multiplying. Dorbane, JR, Maxio and Jack. Jack 2.11 seconds. That's very, very fast indeed for the maximum 26 points there. Dorbane is currently at the bottom, but they've got 20 points from that question. Is it going to be enough to get out of the danger zone? And more pertinently, does Shapes have anything to worry about? Let's reorder the board and check out the scores at the end of round 4. Shapes does, as does Jogging. That's a massive swing. Massive swing at the end of that round. My goodness gracious me. Shapes choosing not to use the help and ends up in the danger zone. Shapes, if you'd nerfed on that question, you'd have still been in the danger zone for what it's worth, because you'd only gotten 6. But that, you hate to see it. You hate to see it. Well, Maxio finishes on top with 45. Jack in second with 39. JR in third with 38. Matt and Spicy Lad both on 35. And Otley has 34. That's a fairly stacked final. Looking forward to seeing how that plays out. AB Me's got the crown in the boneyard with 12 out of 20. And I went downstairs to get my pizza out of the oven and immediately clicked to ×2 with that reading as soon as I got upstairs. And he finished in second. What a hero. Oh, I don't think the players in the danger zone are going to like that quite as much, but that is the game. Jogging, Shapes, Dorbane, Vertigo, Fluffy, Prugs and Marcini. Great game to get to the end of round 4. It is a tough one, this danger zone, but unfortunately it's not to be on this occasion. Thank you all very much for playing, but it is the end of the round. You are in the danger zone, which means we have to say goodbye. Oh, good spot, Vertigo. Sorry, I've just seen your suggestion. Yes, I need to update the Unicon version. Oh, I always forget to do that. Yes, you're right. It should be on 0.6.7. Thank you for pointing that out. So we've got our finalists. And as I explained, they're going to start with a score equal to the number of questions correct minus the number of times in the danger zone. So the more times you've been in that danger zone, the fewer points you are likely to have starting off. Spicy Lad starting on 3, Jack on 5, Maxio on 7, Otley on 8, JR on 9. And Matt with the clear advantage at the moment, currently on 12 points. Jogging, welcome to the stream. I know you've been here a while, but you've only just spoken in the public chat. Let's find out what the final category is. Well, I think we know, because as always, it's general knowledge. 5 questions this round, no multipliers or nerfs, and as I've explained, live players start with the score equal to their total correct answers minus their total danger zone appearances. Top 3 will get gold, silver and bronze. We can have no shared gold medals in this game. It's the only game in the arsenal that will go to a 5th set tiebreak if there is a tie for the gold medal at the end of the game. Boneyard medal currently looking to be going to AB Me with 12 correct answers out of 20. Let's see if they can hang on to it. And just before we do that, let's take a little look inside your medal cabinets. Matt the Sprat is yet to medal on Danger Zone. JR has got a bronze and a silver, but no gold, and no lobby neither. Otley has got 2 lobbies and a bronze, no silver, no gold. Maxio is yet to medal in any game at game night. So Maxio looking for their first medal, full stop. Jack, 4 bronzes and 3 silvers, no gold and no lobby. And Oni, I believe, is the only player to have taken the gold in Danger Zone. Yeah, Oni's done the gold 5 times, the silver 4, the bronze 6, and the lobby once. So Oni is probably what you'd call the favourite in this round. His Danger Zone medal cabinet is the most fulsome, but everybody else is looking for their first Danger Zone gold, some of them looking for their first Danger Zone ever, and one of them looking for their first ever game night medal. Lots of big stakes, a very, very exciting final we've got lined up between these 6 players. Let's see, who is it going to be tonight? Is Oni the player who has got the best track record at this game but is in the weakest position? Is he going to come from behind? Or is Maxio going to take his first game night medal and make it the gold Danger Zone? Is Matt going to take his first Danger Zone medal? All will be revealed in the next 5 or 6 minutes. The very best of luck to you all. Let's play Danger Zone. The names of the previous categories, Matthew, Mark, Luke and Duck, were inspired by a line from what Mel Brooks film? The producers, Blazing Saddles, Spaceballs, Robin Hood Men in Tights. Blazing Saddles was the answer. Oni was fastest, JR second, Maxio third, and just the three getting it right. Not much to look at in the Boneyard either. AB Me still with the crown. Thought it was the gospel. Yeah, I think most people probably thought that's where it was going. Yes, the synoptic gospels and the Gospel of Duck. Someone put the Gospel of Duck as a raid suggestion message. That's a good one. Let's reorder the board. Oni begins his climb. He goes from 6th to 4th. JR goes into the lead. Matt slips to 2nd. JR, Matt, Maxio, Oni, Otley, Jack. Now the positions. Gospel of Duck. Love it. I'll go through the rest of those raid messages in a bit. Don't forget you can suggest a raid message if something amusing happens over the course of the stream. Let's play on. Question number 2. In one scene of Blazing Saddles, an actor unexpectedly breaks out into laughter at an improvised joke. What is this called? Bowdlerization, retconning, corpsing, or kayfabe? It's called corpsing, named as such because one of the worst times for an actor to have the giggles is when they're pretending to be a corpse. Only fastest again, JR second, Otley third, Matt fourth, Maxio fifth. Just Jack getting that one wrong. Let's reorder the board. Matthew, Mark, Luke, Danger Zone, indeed. And the Gospel according to Duck. Very nice indeed. Right. JR still with the lead. Matt in second still. Spicy Lad has climbed up to joint second. Maxio in third, Otley fourth. Jack fifth. Tight scores around that middle. 15, 15, 13, 12. A couple of waylayers. JR a little bit ahead. Jack quite a way behind. Still 3 questions to go. Let's go on. Question number 3. Jack is busy with his pizza, but he'll be back. On the subject of human remains, where have the ashes of groundbreaking actress Nichelle Nichols been fittingly sent? The Atlantic Ocean, outer space, Mount Everest, Disneyland. Appropriately enough, they've been sent to outer space. She played Nyota Uhura on Star Trek. Nyota Uhura on Star Trek. And she inspired many African-American girls to pursue careers in STEM. You should love to see it. You do indeed. And she passed away on the 30th of July 2022 at the age of 89. And her ashes were sent to space. Only 2 getting that. It's Otley first, JR second. Otley picking up 6 points. JR's going to extend his lead at the top with those 5. Let's reorder the board. Otley jumps up to second, though. He wants the gold, but he's a full maximum question behind JR. JR is putting himself into a strong position here to run away with the gold after just 4 questions. We could see it happen. Let's find out what happens as we go to question number 4. What part of the body makes it difficult to separate your middle and ring fingers when performing a Vulcan salute? Phalanges, epidermis, tendons, or cartilage? It's the tendons. It's that one, incidentally, which I can do with my right hand, but not with my left, weirdly. If you're not a fan of Star Trek, it can also be a pain point for guitarists. So yes, that. And pianists as well, when you have to learn to... Because all 3 of these fingers, 3, 4, and 5, they all share a tendon, which is why if you can trill with fingers 2 and 3 for ages, but fingers 3 and 4 get very tired very, very quickly, and it's much more difficult to get independence from them. Bit of a biology lesson for you there. Maxio 5th, Jack 4th, Matt 3rd, JR was 2nd, Otley just getting there ahead in 3.17 seconds, picks up the 6 points. Here's how I can still... I think you might be clutching at straws here, Jack. Let's reorder the board and find out. Otley slips down to tied 4th with Maxio. Jack is a bit far behind now, can only hope to get up to 14 points, which will still be last place. Maxio and Oni could get up to 21. Both of them could potentially get the bronze if they are correct and Matt is wrong. Only one of them can get the bronze, though. Otley could get an outright gold here if he is fastest and JR is wrong. We could force a gold medal tiebreak if Otley is second and JR is wrong. Or if everyone is right and Otley is first and JR is last. Those are the scenarios whereby a tiebreak could happen. But basically, JR, if you get this one right, unless everyone is right and Otley was first, you have won the game. So all you've got to do, JR, is get it right. But We've seen it lost from this situation before. Oh, 69 viewers. Nice. Good luck to you all. AB me locking up the Boneyard medal. Here is your final question of Danger Zone tonight. Speaking of guitars, which of these strings is found on a 6-string guitar but not on a 4-string bass guitar? C, A, D, or B? You love to see it! Maxio and Otley, the only two players to get it right, and Otley was right second. Maxio got there first, everyone else wrong. I think that is going to push Maxio up to the bronze medal slot, and it's going to be either Otley or JR taking the gold, and the other is going to take the silver. Because bass guitars go E, A, D, G, regular guitars add B, E on top. Let's reorder the board and see if my maths checks out. It does indeed. We haven't seen this for a very long time. A very, very long time. But we are going to a Danger Zone 5th set tiebreaker. Otley and JR, you are both on 29 points. You are going to get a numeric-based question, or a question that has a numerical-based answer. Whoever is closest to the answer will keep their score. Whoever is further away will lose a point. I think that's how it works in the final, or it might just set you as gold and silver. I can't remember. Either way, it might give you one extra, possibly. Either way, whoever gets closest to this answer takes home the gold medal. Whoever's further away takes the silver. You're both medalists. JR had a very healthy advantage there, but Ollie's managed to catch him up on the last question. It is going to be Maxio for the bronze. But who's taking gold and who's taking silver? Both of these players looking for their first gold medal in Danger Zone. And just to remind you, JR Plays Games has got a bronze and a silver, but would like the gold. It's Otley has got a bronze but no silver. So Otley, you're getting a medal for the first time either way, whether it's gold or silver. And JR is looking to complete the set. But let's find out. It all comes down to this. Best of luck. Here is your 5th set tiebreaker question. What is the women's 5,000 meter Olympic record in seconds? Need an answer. Otley going for 888. JR going for 45. Running, incidentally, Jack. 5,000 meters is 5 kilometers. For what it's worth, a park run is 5 kilometers. My fastest park run is 22 minutes and 50, which is in seconds. 1,370. So I can do a 5K in 1,370 seconds. I suspect the women's Olympic record is a bit quicker than that. 45 seconds seems awfully quick. Yeah, 3.1 miles. You think, really, Natty, you think that my parkrun time is faster than the Olympic record? The women's Olympic record? I'll tell you it's not. The correct answer is 866, 14 minutes and 18 seconds, I believe, set in 2018. 5,000 meters in 45 seconds, they'd have to move faster than the speed of sound. That would be quick. That would be very, very quick. Yeah, 45, I don't know if there was a typo there, JR, or if you misread the question as 500 meters, which may have been closer. 500 meters is not an Olympic sport, though, unfortunately. So, at the end of all that, after 25 questions and 2 tiebreakers, it was only 22 seconds off. Yeah, went for 888, which is very, very close. I'm assuming he assumed it was about 15 minutes and did the fast maths and knocked a couple off. ABMe takes the lobby medal with 15 questions correct out of 25. Well done, ABMe. Jack finishes in 6th with 8. Oni in 5th with 15. Matt going out of the bubble, just missing out with 19. Maxio takes the bronze with 21. Your first ever game night medal there, Maxio. Congratulations. The Danger Zone bronze is a huge achievement, so very many congratulations to you. JR, you're not completing the set tonight, unfortunately. It's your second Danger Zone silver, but finishing with a tremendous 28 points in the final. But getting his first Danger Zone gold after a little bit of time away, and it's wonderful to see him back with 29 points. Your champion tonight is Otley. What a great game. What a great game that was. Dorbane, I know you've been here a while, but welcome to the stream because that's the first time you've chatted. Oh, fantastic game. Great stuff all round. Can I extend my thanks to Lingo Maniac for a fabulous question, Pat, there. Really good stuff, Lingo. Really appreciate it. If you're watching, I don't think you're here right now because I think you were offline before, but if you're watching on the VOD, hello from the past, and thank you very much for the questions. Really, really lovely stuff there. And many thanks to Cola as well for going to the trouble of proofreading it as well. Oh, I need to have a little sit down. I know I am sitting down, but I'm going to have another sit down. Am I going to stretch my legs? I encourage you to do the same, because when we return in about 5 minutes' time, game night will continue with our second feature game, which is The Purge, as written by Lupine. If you're a first-timer here, or if you're new here, you're most welcome. I know we've had quite a few new followers and new first-time chatters recently. You're very, very welcome. Out of idle curiosity, I'm wondering how you've come across us. Is the Twitch algorithm working, or are the VODs on YouTube doing their thing? By the way, go and watch them on YouTube. Fluffy Bunny, welcome to the stream, and come join the Discord while we're at it as well. That's where we tend to hang out and you get all the latest information about game night stuff, so do come and join us. But yes, I'm very curious to know how you found us, because there's been a lot of new followers in the last few days, and not just following and lurking, which is also equally fine, but followers and taking parters, which is always fabulous to see. You're always welcome, new people, so welcome on in, and I hope you're enjoying what's happening here. The Purge is coming... I was off by one proper programmer, yeah. Purge is coming up in about 5 minutes' time. It's been written by Lupine, and it's been proofed by Topper. Thank you very much to both of those. I'm going to play some adverts, so if you're not subscribed, you'll see some adverts for the next 3 minutes or so, but we won't start the next game without you. That just means we don't have any pre-rolls if people are joining midway through, so it's best to play them during the actual downtime. So take this opportunity to go and stretch your legs, get some more drinks, get some more snacks, pop to the loo, and when we return, we will be having even more game night fun with The Purge as written by Lupine. You don't want to miss it. See you in a few minutes. And coming up in just a few minutes' time, The Purge, as written by the Lupine One and proofed by Topper. And here's a message from our sponsor, Clive of Legend. Oh, what? TTS?
Here's how Gala can still win.
There we go. Here's how Gala can still win. Thank you for the 69 months. Yay! 69 months, Clive. That's tremendous support. John88, I see you in the chat. Sorry to call you out, but I've had question writer requests from you and spotlight questions have come in. If it's okay and you have one, would you mind joining the Discord? Just so I can... Sorry to call you out in front of everyone on stream just as you turned up. But just so that I can get details from you about Authorite. Really like the spotlight stuff you sent, by the way. I've made it's made it into tonight's game, so do stick around for that. But welcome to the stream as well. Lovely to see you. And Toot, welcome to the stream as well. Like I say, Purge coming up in just a few minutes' time, as written by Lupine. So go stretch your legs. Adverts coming in for those of you who aren't subscribed, and you got some funky music for those of you who are. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Cool. Banger of an opening game there, wasn't it? Great stuff with DangerZone. Massive thanks to Lingo for those questions. Yeah, no rune code just yet, Shido Harry. I've got to do some continuity first. Bit of continuity. This is Love in Chinatown by Elliot Leo Hosanki. So Hosansky, possibly. Insomniac Records, as provided by Pretzel Rocks. Yeah, I've got a yap first. I have to talk about things. I look like I'm just a head here. I look like a stamp. I am. Look at me. I'm a stamp. Hello, it's me, the head. Yeah, no, I'm not at peace with being an art attack from the art attack head. That's what I was channeling there. Slightly more hair, I think. Now, what is the crack? What is going on? Well, yeah, first class continuity. I thought so. First of all, Ash the Bash, our friend Ash the Bash, is back with Quiz Night in a couple of weeks' time. So you should go and follow him if you're not doing so already. He's going to be back on Wednesday, the 17th of September. That's 2 weeks on Wednesday, with all sorts of stuff. I think Outright has been promised with a new client controller. He's also got Euroquiz, and I don't know if it's him or if I think Score is hosting Euroquiz, but that's on the Friday the 19th of September. So go give him a follow if you like interactive quiz stuff. Ash does a lot more sort of like TV formats that he's recreated in Unity. I tend to stick with original ones for legal reasons. Which, if you don't know what they are, then do come to the Discord and ask me all about them. I'll be happy to tell you all about why I only make original games. Other things that I need to talk about, our great friend Lewis T1. Now, Lewis is a moderator and one of the proofers for game night stuff. But he and our great friend 8Minky, who's another moderator and question writer, have recently started a podcast, which just dropped yesterday, and he put a link to it in the Discord about 10 minutes before I went live. But you should definitely go and follow it. That is going to be going on in the car tomorrow on my way to and from church. So you should imagine liking interactive. I know, who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought it would catch on? But yeah, so our great friend Lewis has done a podcast, which with 8Minky. And I think you should all go and check it out. It's called How to Question Everything with Lewis Tuff and Josh Halbert, a.k.a. Lewis T1 and 8Minky. So it's available on Spotify, available from all good podcast outlets and probably some crap ones as well. So, yeah, do go and check it out. It's about quiz, yes, believe it or not. So give it a follow. Apple Podcasts, like I said, some crap ones. I've not used Apple Podcasts, I don't know if it's crap or not. But so yeah, that's exciting. Go and give that a listen. And as for me, I've only got 2 streams left after this one this season. So Thursday next week, 4th of September, we've got Battlefront by Prugs, Distinction by Samster, and The Pyramid by Clive of Legend, only the second official game of the reskinned Pyramid, so do pop along for that. And then next Saturday, the 6th of September, is going to be the season finale with Cryptex, Red Herrings in the Abyss by Oni, Dogfish, and a Run. We will, of course, have the penny prize draw. I'm then going to be off for a week, so 2 Thursdays and a Saturday, so Thursday, Saturday, Thursday, I'll be off. One of them might be a dev stream or something. And then I'm starting up Season 20 with Episode 500. Well, Episode 1 of Season 20, but Episode 500 of Game Night. It's going to be a longer affair, probably starting around 3 in the afternoon. There's going to be a sort of a tournament day style to it. Very much looking forward to what's going to happen. So a slightly longer stream. It's not a charity stream, because it's just too many moving parts to organise a big one, and it wasn't that long since our last charity stream, which was sort of March time. So yeah, that was for the 5th birthday party, so it's our second party in a year in a way. So the 5th birthday party in March, the 500th episode is going to be September. So stick it in diaries, September the 20th, season 20, episode 1, episode 500 of Game Night, for basically a full afternoon and evening of quiz. Probably going for about 3 till about 11 or 12 o'clock, so that should be a huge amount of fun. Shido Harry, Cola, Clive Legend, and Curse Toucan, welcome all of you all to the stream. Lovely to have you here. That's enough rabbiting from me, I think, for now. Go follow Ash the Bash, go follow Lewis and Apes podcast, and make sure you come back here on Thursday and Saturday, because we do stream interactive quizzes every Thursday and Saturday at 8 p.m. GMT. So we're about to come up to a little season break, so I'm going to be off for just a week or so, and then back again on September the 20th. Now, more quiz! On with the quiz, as a very famous man once said. We have got the Purge. It's been written by the Lupine One. You will need the Universal Controller if you need to play it. It is 0.6.7, despite what it says in the link. I will update that in a minute, probably while you're joining the lobby. Yeah, all should be well. Written by Lupine, proofed by Topper. This is the Purge. I knew it was going to do that. I knew it was going to do that. Right, hang on. I've really got to fix... It's on my to-do list. The Purge. That's what I'm after. There we go. Welcome to the Purge. And if you want to play, the room code is XZCP. So yeah, for those interested, what's going on there is now that the operator software that I use to control the game, now that's been built, OBS just picks the first window of type that matches, and I guess the Purge graphics software and the operator software, because obviously my green screen scene, that's captured separately, that's already captured by the webcam, so I guess it ignores that. But it just captures the first one it finds, which apparently is the operator software, and it just takes the top left-hand corner of it because it's on a 4K monitor. Oh, because the native resolution of the operator is 4K, so just takes that top left-hand image. So you can see the top part of my logger and various other buttons at the top. There's nothing untoward there, but what I should probably do to fix it, unless HUD 601 suddenly materializes and comes up with a better idea, is I'm probably going to put the logger in as a permanent object in the scene and force it to that window so that it doesn't think to try and capture it. Anyway, I think that's probably the best way around it, because obviously all the graphics applications have different names and so forth. Kegler Coach, welcome to the stream. Now, what I was going to do while you're joining very quickly is just update the Nightbot command for the Unicon, because it has updated. It's exclamation mark app, isn't it? Edit. I should probably change that to do another one that's Unicon. Can I do an alias? How do I do an alias? New command. Exclamation mark Unicon. Show advanced settings. Oh, that Unicon is an alias of. When set calling Unicon triggers. Okay, so that's an alias of app. And we'll make that everyone. Create. I think that's how it works. Oh, where am I from? App is there. That's available to everyone. Unicon is app. So now if I go... Hey, there we go. And app does the same thing as well. Cool. And I can also do it from here, but this one will still be wrong. That sent its own message out. No, not unicorn. Unicon. But yes, the one that I press from here actually sends out its own internal message, so I still need to update it in two places every time I update the Unicon. I should probably expose that as a config. I'm going to write that down actually, so I can change it quickly. Expose Unicon version as a config to operator for quick updating. Just means I don't have to rebuild the Unicon and the operator every time I update it. I just need to update the config value. Yoniak, welcome to the stream. Lovely to have you here. The Purge. Yes, oh wow, 41 of you in. That is a lot of players. A lot of players looking to be purged. If we've got the same number for Spotlight later on, we might have a full lobby. I think I got Spotlight. Isn't Spotlight limited to 40 odd? Is it a bit more? Might be a bit more. Okay. Countdown time. 30 seconds. Before we lock the lobby. Objective of the Purge, get the multiple choice questions right. If enough of you get them right, we play on. If not enough of you get them right, one of you who got it wrong have to fight for your lives. Sounds enthralling. It is. But do join before this timer expires, because this does not have any time entry. So if you join afterwards, you'll get a permanently lit up chair, but you won't be able to actually take part in the game because it is an elimination based game once again. So do get in. That is your time up. There are 41 players. This pack has been written by the Lupine One. It's been. I did know that. It actually says it up there. I was just checking something else while I was mid-sentence. It's been written by the Lupine One. It's been proved by Topper. And if you're ready, let's lock you in. Here's how to play. Answer the multiple choice questions. If the group fails to stay under the breakpoint, a purge is triggered, in which all incorrect and abstaining players must partake. If a player answers a purge question correctly, they rejoin the game. If not, they are eliminated. Play continues until 20 questions have been answered, 5 purges have taken place, or 5 or fewer players remain, whichever occurs first. Surviving players move on to the final purge. Simple as that. Bit of a shorthand into this game. Answer every question because abstentions are treated as wrong answers. Oh, here we go. A message from our sponsor, TVP.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, -1, -2, -3, -4. Good luck all.
Thank you very much for the 100 bits, TVP. And before I press the button again, here's a message from our sponsor, Oni.
-5 stars.
Thank you for the 100 bits, Oni. Yes. Right. I think we've had enough countdown. General anaesthetic hasn't worked then. No. As I explained on Thursday, they don't actually get you to count backwards from 10 in general anaesthetic anymore. Just get you to keep your eyes open as long as possible, which isn't remotely as fun. Okay. Good luck to you all. Fingers on devices as we go to our first question. As ever with the Purge, the first question is a tiebreak. We've had a couple of these in Danger Zone already. This is a number-based tiebreak. Answer as a number. You're trying to get as close as possible to the answer. If we need the PTSD from JR. I shouldn't laugh at PTSD, but yes, if we need the tiebreaker towards the end of the game, then we will use it, and you want to get as close to the number as possible. If you don't give me an answer, you give an int.max value, which is not a good thing to have. You don't want that. So type something. The answer will be a number. You've got 20 seconds. Very best of luck. Here is the tiebreak question. Across all 63 matches, what was the combined total attendance of the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup? Few players not getting an answer in there. I can tell you that the correct answer, unformatted without commas for reasons of me being not a great programmer, is 2,486,688. The largest attendance was for the final between PSG and Chelsea, in which 81,118 watched the Blues triumph at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. The lowest attendance was for the group stage match between South Korea's Ulsan HD versus South Africa's Mamelodi Sundowns at Inter & Co Stadium in Orlando. Only 3,412 attended the match, filling up 13% of the stadium. A poorly attended group stage spooked FIFA into slashing ticket prices for the knockouts. Mr. Manley clip. Enter button should work, Principe Mishkin. Enter button definitely should work. Enter button and the number pad enter and return, both are programmed to work on that. Right, enter with it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it didn't register it? Not sure. Generally, though, enter should work, but the majority of this game is multiple choice anyway. There's a little bit of typing if you're in a Purge question, but yeah, enter should work. Apologies, that's not work for you. Hopefully, it won't be an issue. The breakpoint starts at 50%. If more than 50% get this question wrong, then we go to our first Purge. But hopefully, we stay well under that number. Very best of luck. Here's your first question. Options are blue, orange. What colour is the logo of American DIY retailer The Home Depot? And that's time. Jogging, I don't know if the answer is going to count because it came in after time was up. I should probably put in some protection so that that doesn't happen. The correct answer was orange. Orange is the answer. Much like the UK's B&Q, the logo is an orange square with the retailer's name inside. Now, if more than 50% of you got that one wrong, then we'll go to our first Purge. If not, we will carry on. Let's find out. How many were wrong? Start the meter. Avoiding it with 12% going for blue and 85% going for orange. There was one abstention, which means it looks like jogging. It did count your answer as it came in. 35 getting the right answer. Nicely done. Let's play on. Breakpoint lowered, now down to 40%. And let's see if we can stay above it with this question. Options are Mandela effect, Streisand effect. Which of these describes the phenomenon where attempts to censor information results in increased public awareness of said information? Time. Thanks, JR. I've got some work I need to do on this build anyway, so it's good I can do it all in one go. The correct answer is the Streisand effect. In 2003, Barbara Streisand attempted to suppress the publication of an image of her Malibu residence, leading to a further public awareness of said image. The term was coined in 2005. It's called the Streisand effect. Generally happens anytime any government tries to ban a computer game. You get a version of the Streisand effect. The Mandela effect refers to a specific false memory shared by a large group of people, often referred to Mandelaing myself. When I've misremembered a piece of information. It happens a lot in film quotes. So the famous line in Star Wars, second Star Wars spoiler of the evening, by the way, people think the line is, Luke, I am your father, but actually the line is, no, I am your father. There you go. That's an example of the Mandela effect at work. We're looking to stay under 40% here. Let's find out how many were wrong. Start the meter. 15% again. This time 6 players getting it wrong because there were no abstentions that time. And again, 35 players getting it right. We don't know if it's the same 35 or a different 35, but we don't find out your actual score until the very end of the game. So well done. We're staying under that break point. I think we should move on to the next question. Breakpoint lowered to 30%, and here are your options. Full house. Flush. Which of these poker hands is the strongest of the two? Time. Some non-poker players amongst us by the looks of it. The correct answer was a full house, which is 3 of one card, or 3 of one value and 2 of another, whereas a flush is 5 of the same suit. A full house is statistically less likely, and so is worth more. From the top, it goes royal flush, which is a specific type of straight flush, which is next. Then quads, full house, quads 4 of a kind, full house, flush, straight. I'm running out of room, so I'll go back up there. Flush, straight, 3 of a kind or trips, 2 pair, high card, I think is the batting order. Unless you're playing short deck or some weird Hawaiian rules, whatever. Full house was the answer. Let's find out how many of you were wrong. Start the meter. Wow. I did not expect to purge this early. And certainly not on that question, but I mean, it is kind of in my wheelhouse, that question, a little bit, given my online moniker. But no, 13 players were incorrect, no abstentions. Only 68% given the right answer, and we needed 70 or more. So it does mean we are going to our first purge. If you got that question right, you can sit back and relax. You don't have to worry about this one. However, you can still answer it just for fun if you want, and of course for extra pennies at the end of the game. However, if you got that question wrong, then you must answer this question if you want. You know, yeah, flush and royal flush are very different things, Bruce. Very different things. No, flush is not worth more. As much as that saddens me. If you got that question wrong, if you put flush, then you need to get this right in order to stay in the game, else you will be eliminated and only able to play in the shadow game. So let's take a look at who was wrong. Solomon, Clive, Matt, Arun, Pink Sparkle, Seashell, Prug, Silver Electron, Shido Harry, You Can Call Me Charlie, We Like Shapes, Simpsons Angle, CJ, and Yona Yak. You are all in the purge. Very best of luck. Full correct answer required. Here is your question. How many English monarchs have had the regnal name Henry? And that is time. The correct answer is 8. As if you're a Jacobite or not. Yeah, we got to 8. Henry VIII, of course, probably the most famous English monarch in the history of these isles. And then we decided that that's probably enough Henrys for now. We may have a Henry IX at some point in the future. I mean, if Harry ascends the throne, I mean, that could happen. I mean, he's what, 5th in line? If that happened, where is he? Who is it? Because it goes the 3 of William's, because 4th in line to the throne. So, no, because you've got William before that. William is 3 kids and Harry, so yeah, 5th in line. We could possibly have King Henry IX. If you were right, your seat is going to go blue. If not, it's going to go red. Just the one wrong answer there. Shido Harry going for 5. 5 is not the right answer, I'm afraid, Shido Harry. We have to lose you from the game. Everybody else gets to come back and carry on. And Shido Harry, you do get to play. That's the way it goes. But to be fair, for what it's worth, there was the Home Depot question. Question 1 was US based, and the Lingo's pack had a bit of a US bias. But yeah, that's just the way it goes. Sometimes we've got a cross-Atlantic audience demographic here, so you get some American, some British. It's just the way it breaks down, unfortunately. But that's the way it goes. Thank you very much for playing. And you have got the background game, so do keep playing along for bonus pennies. But for now, I'm afraid you have been purged. Going to reset the breakpoint. Since we've had a purge, we're now back up to what it started at +10. So it is now at 60%. 60% incorrect required in order to trigger a purge. Let's go to our next question, and your options are: Gimme, gimme, gimme a man after midnight. Money, money, money. Which of these ABBA singles was released the earliest? This reminds me of Moneybox on Thursday night. Which was released the earliest? That's your time up. I can't escape it. Oh, Maud, poor Prey, poor Prey. Yeah, we had an ABBA theme Moneybox board on Thursday night, and Prey had a not happy ending. Correct answer: Money, money, money in 1976. Gimme, gimme, gimme released 3 years later in 1979. Okay, 60% is the breakpoint. Let's find out how many of you were wrong. Start the meter. Hello. 2 in a row. Woohoo! No, we're just missing out. 58% were wrong, so it's just crept in underneath the breakpoint there. No one abstaining on that one, but yeah, 23 players went for gimme, 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 just 17 for money, 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 but it was enough to survive, so well done if you hive mind, you've saved everybody there. Let's drain the meter back down. Go on to our next question, breakpoint now at 50%, back to what it started at. And your options for the next question are: NBA, MLB, the logo of which North American sports league was inspired by player Jerry West. There's a lot of that in this game, Pink Sparkle. Thank you to everyone who knew the answer. That's time. The correct answer was NBA. J. Walter Kennedy, then commissioner of the NBA, was inspired by the MLB logo. In 1969, tasked Alan Siegel to design a logo for the NBA. Siegel took inspiration from an image of Lakers player Jerry West, and an iconic logo was born. Breakpoint is 50%. Let's see how many of you were wrong. Start the meter. %33 incorrect. 13 players going for MLB, 27 for NBA. Enough to avoid that purge, no abstentions. On we go. Breakpoint low to 40%. I'm also going to add one more option to the questions from here on out. So 3 options now per question. Let's take a look at the next one. Options are: pistachio, cashew, almond. The viral Dubai chocolate bar predominantly features which of these nuts? Trying to hark back to my QI knowledge here, but I'm fairly sure at least one of these is not actually a nut, but we colloquially referred to as a nut. It would have been a bit of a clumsy question to add that in. The answer is the pistachio. I don't like any nuts. I have to say I can just about tolerate almond if it's like almond flour or on like a Bakewell tart if it's got some almond flavouring, but actual nuts themselves, peanuts, dry roasted peanuts or anything like that, no thank you. No purple quality street or green triangles for me, thank you very much. Pistachio was the answer. Breakpoint is 40%. How many were wrong? Start the meter. It's good. 18%. 5% going for cashew, 13% for almond, 83% getting the correct answer. Pistachio, no abstentions. We're good. On we go. Down to 30% the breakpoint goes. Let's see how we fare with this one. 3 options, here they are. Glasgow, Aberdeen, Edinburgh. Arthur's Seat is a hill in which Scottish city? For anyone interested why I put a question mark on the end of that. These cities appears in the lyrics of an ABBA song. The correct answer actually was Edinburgh. And for those of you who haven't seen that face-off clip from a million years ago, Edinburgh was Edinburgh was a question once, and it's very, very funny. Go check out that clip. Yes, Edinburgh is the home of Arthur's Seat. Breakpoint is 30%. Let's find out how many of you got that one wrong. Start the meter. It's good. 32 players getting the right answer, just 3 going for Aberdeen and 4 for Glasgow. 18% wrong. 20% in total because there was a single abstention there, which is counted as a wrong answer. We're good. We play on. Breakpoint getting dangerously low to default Purge, down to 20% now. Let's take a look at the 3 options for our next question. Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan. Which of these actors played James Bond in the most number of films? Time. And the correct answer was Roger Moore, who's played Bond 7 times, including 1 time when he dressed up as a clown. Timothy Dalton twice in The Living Daylights and A View to a Kill? I think A View to a Kill and The Living Daylights, I think, was Dalton. And Pierce Brosnan 4 times in GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies, The World Is Not Enough to Die Another Day. But yes, Roger Moore 7 times, and I'm not going to name them all. But one of them was The Man with the Golden Gun. Or was Roger Moore? I always say here's a view to a kill. I know Dalton was 87 and 89. Was it License to Kill? Was License to Kill Dalton? I thought it was I thought it was Living Daylights, and maybe it is License to Kill. I thought Dalton was a good Bond from what I've seen him in. It was License to Kill. Okay, yeah. It's one of the only Bond film that got a 15 certificate when it was first released. There you go. That's a fun little piece of trivia for you. Right, breakpoint is 20%. It's pretty low. Or maybe I'm thinking of A View to a Kill. I might be thinking of A View to a Kill. Oh no, that was Roger Moore. I already said that. Anyway, let's find out. Breakpoint is 20%. Start the meter. Parents must have found that hilarious. Oh, look at this. It's only just, but it has been triggered. No abstentions there. 31 players going for Roger Moore, 1 for Timothy Dalton, 8 went for Pierce Brosnan. So that is 9 players who are going to be in this Purge because we have come in under that breakpoint. Let's find out who is in Purge number 2. Amazing. You can read my mind. You're just the best. Another fresh glass of Prosecco has appeared. Thank you, Dan. Right, in Purge number 2, we have got Pink Sparkle Seashell, Clayton, Prugs, Maxio, Silver Electron, Principe, Mishkin, Dorbane, and Riff Raccoon. Everyone else, answer this question just for fun and bonus pennies at the end of the stream, but you 9 players, you definitely need to get this one right within 20 seconds if you want to stay in the game. The very best of luck to you all. Here is the second Purge question. Phoenix, Tampa, and Tucson are all cities in which US state? No, you're not penalised by past wrong answers, Principe. How this works, if you are in a purge, your entire game rests on that question. So if you get this question right, you get to carry on. If you get it wrong, you're out of the game. Only on the final purge does... yes, only on the final purge if you get it wrong is there a thing. But we'll get to that later on. Phoenix, Tampa, and Tucson. And Riff, welcome to the stream as well. Are all cities in which US state? The correct answer is... Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. Possibly the most obvious one there, certainly for me as a non-American. Let's find out how many of you were wrong. If you were wrong, you're going to go red. If not, you're going to go blue. What a beautiful sight. Everybody getting it right, which means all 9 of you get to rejoin the game, and we'll continue. And enjoy this for the last time, because I didn't quite get around to it today, but I will definitely be getting around to it for next time. But this note is 1 semitone too high. There is a note if no one is purged, and it's this note right here that is 1 semitone too high. That will be changed before the next stream, and that's the last time you're going to hear it. So I am going to fix that before next time. We're going to reset that breakpoint. There's still 40 of you in play. The breakpoint is now 70%. It's just too high for the rest of the ambient soundtrack shapes. Yeah, it is. It's too high. Semitone too high. It's there. It needs to be there to fit with the key signature. Let's go on. Next question. 3 options, and here they are. Labour, Liberal Democrats, Conservatives. Media personalities Giles Brandreth and Michael Portillo have both served as members of Parliament for which British political party? That's time. Correct answer was the Conservatives. That was a moment, yes. Morally too high. Yeah, were you up for Portillo? That was a question that came about in the 1997 general election. Served as MP for Enfield Southgate from 84 to 97 when he suffered a dramatic defeat amid a Labour landslide. He returned to the House of Commons when he won the Kensington and Chelsea by-election in 1999 and sat there until 2005. I hope he went to the loo in between sitting there. Giles Brandreth was MP for the city of Chester from 1992 to 1997. We had a similar effect at the 2024 general election last year, where were you up for Liz? Were you up for Truss? Watching Liz Truss lose her seat was quite a spectacular moment, though I personally enjoyed in my own constituency when Gillian Keegan lost her seat. Former Education Secretary lost her seat to Jess Brown-Fuller, who is now the Liberal Democrat MP for Chichester, which is very encouraging. I've met her. She's very nice, actually. I think I was at uni with her. She's a couple of years younger than me. And Rees-Mogg as well, but that was spectacular. Anyway, I'm not harking back to the election because elections are always fun, but government is boring and there's not much going on actually at the moment. So, yeah, Key has taken another gift from a donor, and now the sun's crossed with him. Anyway, I'll stop rapping on about politics. Breakpoint is 70%. Let's find out how many of you were wrong. Start the meter. Oh yeah, Sir Jacob Rees-Mogg. Yeah, we've avoided it there. 28% wrong, 1 abstention in that. 4 players going for Labour, 6 for the Lib Dems, and 73% getting the right answer. The Tories very well played. Let's lower that breakpoint. Down it goes to 60%, and on to our next question. Take a look at this. Options are clay court, hard court, grass court, In tennis, the US Open and Australian Open are both played on what type of court? What a great question, Lewis. Save it for the next AMA. Give me some time to think about it. Giles Brandreth introduced Gary Glitter on TV AMA to Face Off. Wow. Okay, this took a turn. Dream former Tory MP. I think John Bercow would probably be on there. John, because he was a Tory MP before he became Speaker of the House of Commons. So, yeah, Bercow. Yeah, we're back at 69 again. Nice. Yeah, Bercow, speaking of... the correct answer is the hard court. We've got the US Open going on at the moment, which is played on a hard court, as is the Australians. The French, Roland Garros, is played on clay, and of course Wimbledon is played on grass. Hard? Yes, indeed. It says that in my notes, actually. The French Open is played on clay, Wimbledon is played on grass. I just happened to know that without even looking at me notes. Breakpoint 60%. Let's find out how many of you were wrong. Start the meter. Okay, we avoid it. I have too many places to look when the Purge meter's going off, because I've got there for the actual graphics, there for my OBS capture, and there for the my monitor capture, so that's showing it about 4 seconds later. But I upped the brightness of my 4K monitors the other day, and it looks really popping out of this screen. It looks really good. I'm liking it a lot, so I might watch this one a bit more. 70% getting the right answer, 4 going for grass, 8 going for clay, and we avoid that Purge. Well played. On we go. Breakpoint back down to where it started, 50%. And I'm going to up the options here as well. 4 options per question now. So see what you think of these. Nitrogen. Hydrogen. Carbon. Oxygen. Which of these elements is not a constituent of phenol, also known as carbolic acid? Time. The correct answer is nitrogen, because the chemical formula is C6H5OH. I am not a chemist, I do not know these things. But let's find out if you do. The answer was nitrogen. The breakpoint is 50%. How many were wrong? Start the meter. Not bad. My eye keeps getting drawn to this one, but I should look at this one because it's brighter. Yeah, nitrogen was the answer. 75% of you getting that. Just 25% going wrong. No abstentions there. 3 for hydrogen, 5 for carbon, 2 for oxygen. I don't think there's an awful lot of green coming in there, so very, very well played if you got that one. We avoid another Purge. Let's go on. Lowering the breakpoint to 40%. 40%. And 4 options available. Let's take a look at them. Libreville, Conakry, Monrovia, Khartoum. What is the capital city of Sudan? Moon Raider and Andrew of Bob, welcome both of you to the stream. Wait, come back, monitor. Thank you. Time. I think I've got a loose connection at the back of this monitor. Occasionally it just goes all black and makes me panic. Correct answer is Khartoum. Conakry is the capital of Guinea. Monrovia is of Liberia. And Libreville is the capital of Gabon. Khartoum, the capital of Sudan. Breakpoint's 40%. Let's find out how many of you were wrong. Start the meter. And again, exactly halfway up to the breakpoint, 25% wrong on the last question and 20% wrong on this one. Khartoum, the answer, and 32 of you going for it, 80%. 4 going for Monrovia, 3 for Conakry, and 1 for Libreville. Just 8 players going wrong, no abstentions there. And we survive. We go on to the next question. Breakpoint lowered to 30% now. We're getting ever closer to the ground as we come to our next question with 4 options. Here they are. Asda, Sainsbury's, Tesco, Morrison's. Which of these British supermarkets is part of the Nectar loyalty card scheme? time. Not my supermarket of choice. The correct answer is Sainsbury's. I'm a Tesco person. When I don't shop locally, I've got a butcher's and a grocer's 10 seconds down the road, so tend to shop there most of the time. There is a co-op for emergencies, but yeah, I go to Tesco when I can. But yes, Tesco has the club card. Sainsbury's has the Nectar card scheme. I don't know what Asda and Morrison's have, but presumably they have their own reward thing. So I pointed out a joke to me the other day. Is that, you know, when you go to Tesco and it says normal price 13 quid, club card price £9.50, and that's like, it's a club card price is like the equivalent of usual price £15, but for you, my friend, it's that sort of thing when you go to the barbers. So for you, my friend, yeah, that's the equivalent of the Tesco club card price. But it is good when they have 25% off an extra 6 bottles of wine. Morrison's has their more scheme. For you, £18. Yeah, that's pretty much how it would go for me. Right, breakpoint is 30%. 30%. It's getting pretty low. Let's find out if enough of you know about the Nectar scheme. How many were wrong? Start the meter. Just 23% incorrect, including one abstention there. One player abstaining, accounting for 3% of it. Yeah, it's 90%. Let's be fair, it was never £21. It was always £4.50. Come on, Tesco, you're not kidding anyone. Yeah, so 23% were incorrect, with one going for Asda, 7 for Tesco, nobody going for Morrison's, and just one abstention there. We survive, and we go on to the next question. Breakpoint down to 20%. I've still got 4 options for you. Here they are. Argentine, Australian, Italian, German. Serving as Pope between 2013 and 2025, what was the nationality of Pope Francis? Cola, what nationality are you? Pope Cola, as we all know, is the incumbent pope, and there's a higher supreme pontiff than Jorge Bergoglio, who was Pope Francis, who was, of course, Argentine. Yes, Jorge Bergoglio. His predecessor, Joseph Ratzinger, aka Pope Benedict, was German. The one before that, Pope John Paul II, was Polish. It's been a while since we've had an Italian. I can't remember when we've had an Australian. Current incumbent, Pope Leo, is American, the first Pope from North America. But yes, Jorge Bergoglio, Pope Francis, was Argentinian. Breakpoint is really very low, 20%. Let's find out how many of you were wrong. Start the meter. Ho, ho, ho. You've hit it right on the nose. I love it when that happens. Yeah, just 80%. Well, I say just, it's quite a lot of you. 80% getting it right. No one going for Australian. 3 for Italian, 5 for German. No abstentions means exactly 80%. And by the rules of the game, it has to exceed the breakpoint. And you did not exceed the breakpoint. You just matched it. That is something that has been discussed. And it does occasionally, if there's a nice round number of players in active play, it does give you a little bit of an extra out. So you have survived that one. Let's play on. Oh, it's down to 10%. So when a really hard question comes in and like 80% of you are wrong, I hope that doesn't happen, but the breakpoint is only 10%. So I think we're statistically quite likely to have a purge here, but you never know. Let's find out. 4 options, here they are. The red ghost, the pink ghost, the cyan ghost, the orange ghost. For the 1980 arcade game Pac-Man, which of these ghosts does not have a name which rhymes with at least one other? That's time. Correct answer. Of course, the orange ghost. The way to remember it is that Inky is cyan, because it's the colour of ink, sort of. Pinky is the pink one. Blinky is the only other one that isn't orange that rhymes, is red. And Clyde is orange. So there's a good mnemonic for cyan, inky, and pink, pinky. But yes, the orange one is called Clyde. The red one's called Blinky. So Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde, the orange ghost. 10% is the break point. Well, how many of you were wrong? Start the meter. Clyde Legend. Yeah, I thought we might have one there. 35% incorrect, no abstentions. 4 going red, 3 going pink, 7 going cyan. Still a good majority. 65% going for the orange ghost there, 26 of you. But 14 players give me the wrong answer, 7, 3 and 4. And it means you 14 are going to be in Purge number 3. Well, let's find out who you are. AB Me, JR, Solomon, Clayton, Jack, Principe, Fluid Fernando, Prey, Shapes, Flyboy, Mondo Bong, TVP, Fluffy Bunny, and Yoni Yak. You are all in Purge number 3. Full correct answer is required if you want to stay in the game. If you're not in this Purge, then you can answer anyway just for the fun of it, but you're not pressured to do so. But extra pennies if you do get a right answer. Very best of luck, 20 seconds. Here is Purge question number 3. Which American novelist wrote the novels The Beautiful and Damned and The Great Gatsby? Time. The correct answer, F. Scott Fitzgerald. There is one answer that I need to condone in here. Let's find out who was correct. If you were, you're going to go blue. If not, you're going to go red. Lot of abstention happening in there. The one that I need to condone is Flyboy's answer, F.S. Fitzgerald, which didn't, for some reason didn't get through the spell check. So where are you, Flyboy? One of the red chairs, presumably. There you are, Flyboy. Yes, I will condone that. Everyone else, though, unfortunately, I cannot condone. Prey going for Purge Me Daddy Ben. Yoni Yak going for Trump. I mean, good a guess as any. And presumably no answers from AB Me, JR, Principe Mishkin, and TVP. Good hustle, but we finally got a few more casualties. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you are due to be eliminated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is indeed the case. Thank you all very much for playing, but it's a wrong answer at the wrong time, and you've been purged. So, 34 players left. Breakpoint is reset to 80% as we go to our next question. 8Minky, welcome to the stream. 8Minky, the other person on the new podcast that everyone should go and listen to that I plugged earlier on, 8, and I'm looking forward to listening to myself, probably tomorrow in the car. Here's your next question. Options are 5 options here. 80, 1,080, 2,080, 3,080, or 4,080. In pounds, what is the weight of the Liberty Bell located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania? Time. Order of magnitude style questions, always fun. That'd be a graphics card question. It could have been, couldn't it, Clayton? Very much could have been. The correct answer, 2,080 pounds or 940 kilos. It's a big, big bell. How many were wrong? Start the meter. 2,080. No, neither do I, Proofs. Oh, hello. Oh, bloody hell. Got pretty bloody close there. 26% though managing to get the right answer. 12% going for 40-80, 35% 30-80, 21% 10-80, and 3% going for 80. And one abstention there as well. Remember, abstentions can be very damaging. There were 3% every player who abstained, so make sure you give me an answer even if you've got no idea. We do survive. We go to our next question. Still 5 options. Breakpoint lower to 70%. Here's your options for your next question. Frasier, Friends, Seinfeld, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Home Improvement. As played by Alfonso Ribeiro, Carlton Banks was a character in which TV sitcom? Time. The correct answer, Sorry, I'm just checking something. Correct answer was, of course, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Famous for the Carlton dance and Will Smith before he got cancelled. Breakpoint is 70%. How many were wrong? Start the meter. Not many. One player going for Frasier, 2 going for Seinfeld, and 1 abstaining. 88% getting Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Very well played. On we go. Breakpoint low to 60%. Still 5 options. Here they are. Symphony number 1. Symphony number 3. Symphony number 5. Symphony number 7. Symphony number 9. Which of Beethoven's symphonies is also known as the Eroica Symphony? I knew this one before the options came up. Which is difficult because the options came up before the question. Time. Actually, that's the Pastoral Symphony, isn't it? Eroica's the one that goes chum, chum, chum. It's like 7 chords and then deafening silence in the middle of it is Eroica, and it is Symphony number 3. Symphony number 5 is the famous da 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 da. Is Pastoral 7? I think it's Pastoral 6 or 7. I forget which one. I think it's number 6 is the Pastoral Symphony. Number 9 is, of course, the Choral Symphony with the famous da 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 dee 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 dee. Offended a dog write nice symphonies. I fear the dog may have been named after the composer, Otley. May have been. Right. Symphony number 3 was the correct answer. Breakpoint is 60%. How many of you were wrong? Start the meter. Moonlight Sonata is a sonata natter, not a symphony. Oh, hello. Well. Now, isn't this something? Yeah, there was a composer. 62% of you got that one wrong. No one going for Symphony number 1, 5 going for Symphony number 5, 5 for Symphony number 7, and 9 for number 9. And there were 2 abstentions in there, which accounted for 6%. If those 2 players had attempted, if even one of them had been right, we would have avoided a purge. But as it is, we have got a little bit of a bloodbath on our hands. There are 21 players in this purge. Let's find out who they are. More than half the remaining players: Clive, Vertigo, Matt, Conradlac, Oni, Clayton, Jack, Prugs, Cola, Silver Electron, Dorbane, Curse-Toucan, BC, Nando, Natter, Charlie, Itzotli, Shapes, Mondo Bong, Simpsons Angle, and Riff. You are all in Purge number 4. Full answer required in order to stay in the game. If you're not in this Purge, don't worry, you can still answer, but you're not at risk. Very best of luck to you all. Here is the 4th Purge question. Which actor played Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe films and will return to play Doctor Doom in the upcoming film Avengers Doomsday? Time. And the correct answer was Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. played Tony Stark. And because Marvel are all out of ideas, they've decided to pay him £1 billion to come back and play Doctor Doom in Avengers Doomsday. Also because the guy who was playing... who was the guy who got cancelled for... Well, quite rightly cancelled for being found guilty. Was it assault? Was it Jonathan Majors, I think? Who was playing... Oh, what was the character he was playing? It was He Who Remains... Kang the Conqueror, that was it. Yes, it was He Who Remains in Loki Season 1, after which I sort of lost interest in the MCU. Yeah, Jonathan Majors sort of got into some legal trouble, and Marvel sort of washed their hands of him, he was sort of being set up to be the primary antagonist for the next phase of films. And so they brought Robert Downey Jr. back to play Doctor Doom because they've gone into the multiverse now, and so I guess they can do that sort of thing. Robert Downey Jr. was the answer. If you were right, you're going to go blue. If not, you're going to go red. Wrong answers coming in from Shape. Shape's going for Hugh Jackman. That was Wolverine, I'm afraid. Matt going for Nope. And abstentions from the rest. Cola and Mo not answering there. I'm afraid for you four, it is going to be the end of your game. Thank you very much for playing, but I'm afraid you've been purged. So, with 30 players still in live play, we've done awfully well. We started with 41, we've only lost 11, down to 30. Breakpoint is 90%, but we have still got more questions in the bank. So let's take a look at the next one with 5 options. Here they are. Detroit Red Wings, Toronto Maple Leafs, New York Rangers, Chicago Blackhawks, Montreal Canadiens. Which NHL ice hockey team has won the Stanley Cup the most number of times? Fan service content slop. Yeah, Doctor Who has sort of lost its way, I feel a little bit, but now is not the time for me to enter into a chat about Doctor Who lore and the future of the show. The correct answer is the Montreal Canadiens. 24 times, but not since the 92-93 season, the last time a Canadian team lifted the Stanley Cup. Now, the breakpoint is 90%. It's as high as it can go in a regulation game of the Purge, but let's find out how many of you were wrong. Start the meter. Half of you. 15 players getting the right answer, and then 9 players going for Toronto Maple Leafs and 5 going for Detroit Red Wings. 1 player abstained there, which means half of you got it right, half of you got it wrong. 15 players, it's well under the 90%, so let's go on. Breakpoint now down to 80%. 5 options, let's take a look at them. Nottingham, Manchester, Sheffield, Sunderland, Bristol. Fans of tabletop war games might want to make a pilgrimage to Warhammer World and the headquarters of Games Workshop, located in which UK city? Time. The correct answer? It's in Nottingham. Keep your eye out for it the next time you're on the tram between Nottingham and Totton. Note there from Lupine for you. Nottingham is the answer. Breakpoint is 80%. How many were wrong? Start the meter. %. 40% going for Nottingham, that's 12 players, 3 for Manchester, 8 for Sheffield, 1 for Sunderland, 5 for Bristol, and again 1 abstention there. Well done, we avoid that purge, let's play on. Aha! That noise means we have played 20 questions, which means we forego the final purge question, the final main game purge question, and we are going to settle this. Yeah, not enough death, only 11 players purged out of 41. You've all done jolly well there. But only 5 of you can go to the final. It is time for a bloodbath because we are going to pick the 5 players with the highest score, the highest number of questions answered correctly out of 20, only including your main game purge questions. If we have a tie, we will resolve it based on that tiebreaker we had all that time ago based on the total attendance at the FIFA Clubs World Cup. If you are in the final, you're going to go blue. If not, I think you're going to go red. Oh, that's a long debug. Our finalists are Toot, Zeus, Jogging, Matt, and Fluffy. Very well done. We did have a 3-way tie with Fluffy, Oni, and Woollyback all getting 17. But Fluffy was closest by only being 1.8 million away, whereas Oni and Woollyback were 2.2 million away. Is that in .max value? That might be in .max value. No, I don't think it is. So yeah, that's how it goes. I'll show you the full leaderboard in just a minute, but yes, Toot getting 19 correct is going to lead the charge into the final. Zeus and Jogging and Matt all getting 18 correct out of 20, and Fluffy getting 17 out of 20, just beating Oni and Woollyback also with 17. So those are our finalists: Toot, Zeus, Jogging, Matt, and Fluffy. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. And we can see the full readout of scores. How many questions you got right out of 20, and how many purges you survived on the right. So we can see that it orders by the number of purges survived, and then by high score. So Toot on 19, Zeus on 18, Jogging 18, Matt 18, Fluffy on 17. As we go further down the board, we'll see there's other players with high scores, but maybe didn't survive quite as many purges. So Shapes on 13, Cola on 15, Matt, aka JR, on 12, ABME on 13, and so on. So, all of those, that's just from the main game. They will be converted into pennies when the credits roll a little bit later on. There is no lobby medal available. There is only a finalist medal, and it will be one of either Toot, Zeus, Jogging, Matt, or Fluffy. So, everyone else is about to be purged. Before that, though, here's a message from our sponsor, JR.
Matt.
Indeed so. Thank you for the 100 bits, JR. So if your chair is red, I'm afraid you're about to be purged, but do continue to play along for extra pennies as we go to the final purge. Welcome to the final purge. We have got Toot, we have got Zeus, we have got Jogging, we have got Matt the Sprat, and we have got Fluffy Bunes. There we go. And just to talk you through their medal cabinets for the purge, Toot has won the purge 7 times. Zeus has won the purge once. Jogging has won the purge once. Matt has not yet won the purge. Fluffy has won the purge twice. So Zeus and Jogging so Matt with 0 wins in the purge, Zeus and Jogging with 1, Fluffy with 2, and Toot with 7. Toot very much the favourite coming into this. If your chair is red, I'm afraid you're dead. Like it. Thank you, Priggs. But in this game, get a frightful shade of deja vu. Yeah, in the final 5 again. Can you capitalise on it this time, Matt? I wish you the very best of luck, as I do to all 5 of the finalists. Here's how it works. The player who came in the lead, that's Toot, is going to decide whether we go from Toot to Fluffy or Fluffy to Toot, i.e. in ascending or descending order of points scored. You're going to get shown half a question. Based on that question, you have to decide whether to play it or to pass it. If you play it and you get it right, you can choose somebody else to eliminate. If you pass it and they get it wrong, they are eliminated. However, if you play it and you're wrong, or you pass it and they're right, you are eliminated yourself. You will be shown the full question before you answer, and you'll have 20 seconds to get that answer in. Just a quick word of warning for our players: if you are passing to somebody else, the names of the players are not necessarily displayed in the same order as they are displayed on the broadcast. So just double check who you are passing to before you do it. I have got some updates to do to this, so it actually shows the names properly rather than the player names. It should show the Twitch names, but that's the rules of how to play. So, Toot, you were leading the main game. Would you like to go first or last? Toot's leading the charge. Half a question then to be shown to you, Toot, and based on that you can decide whether to play or pass. And if you're going to pass, make sure you click the right player for who it's going to be: Zeus, Jogging, Matt, or Fluffy. Here is, or indeed play yourself, here is your half a question. What variety of tree? Toot's going to play this. Just quick reminder, all players in the final and all players in the audience game, even if you're... so all players in the audience game and all players in the final, even if you are not active for this question, still answer the question, because it is still worth pennies no matter what happens. Also, it gives me some interesting facts if you answer right or wrong. But Toot is playing this question, so everyone on your devices, here is that question in full and 20 seconds. What variety of tree appears on the flag of Lebanon? Toot's in. correct answer and Toot's response were cedar. Cedar of Lebanon, or Lebanese cedar, or Cedrus libani, if you prefer. I can tell you, all 5 players in the final got that correct. They all attempted it, and they were all right. It is indeed a tree, 8 Minky.
Well, that's all right then.
Tenuous, maybe, but that's the second one of those 3 buttons tonight. So, Toot, you were right. You have a choice of which player you are sending home. Is it going to be Zeus, Jogging, Matt, or Fluffy? Please choose now. It's Matt. Toot, not wasting any time. Matt. Toot has chosen you for elimination. Wow. The brutality. That is harsh. But that is the way it goes. Oh, Matt, I'm so sorry. But Toot has chosen you for elimination, and you've been purged. Oh, we missed the button. Who were you aiming for? Who were you aiming for? Do you want to tell us, or do you not want to tell us now? Who were you aiming to eliminate there? There may have been a missed button press. Oh, we won't say now. That's fair enough. Yeah, this is why I do stress. It's even worse. This is why I do stress. Double check which button you're pressing, because I can't undo it at that point. No, okay, let's not ruin the integrity of the game. But we all know Toot was aiming for somebody else there, and he just pressed the wrong button. But it's gonna go. We're gonna go on. We're gonna go on. Zeus, you've got control of the next question. Half a question to decide whether to play or pass. And if you're gonna pass, make sure you double check before you press who you are passing it to. Here's half a question. Painted by Sandro Botticelli. Zeus is gonna play. Okay. Question in full for you, Zeus. Here it is. Painted by Sandro Botticelli, in which art gallery is the Birth of Venus currently located? Time. All 4 lobby players again answering, all of them within 10 seconds, and the correct answer in Zeus's response were Uffizi. Again, all 4 players in the hot seat getting that question right. The Uffizi Gallery in Florence, Italy. Galleria degli Uffizi, to give it its full Italian name. In before someone accidentally passes a fill question to 2. Yeah, quite. Zeus, it is a right answer. You have the choice of who is going to be eliminated. Double check. Is it Toot, Jogging, or Fluffy who you're eliminating? Choice is yours. It's Fluffy. Fluffy has been given the chop. Fluffy not getting a chance to answer a question. I pressed the wrong one. Measured twice, purged once. Zeus, welcome to the stream. I guess it's the first time you've spoken. Yeah. Well, this is all falling apart. It's all getting a little bit funny now. But Fluffy, you have been chosen for elimination, and you've been purged. So Matt and Fluffy eliminated before they've had a chance to answer a question. Jogging, you are in control of the next one. Half a question. Decide whether you want to play or pass. Here is half a question. Often found in New York City delis. Jogging choosing to play this question as well. 3 questions, 3 plays so far. Here's that question in full for you, Jogging. Good luck. Often found in New York City delis, an egg cream is a beverage consisting of milk, seltzer, water, and what other ingredient? Time. The correct answer and Jogging's response are flavoured syrup. There were a few varieties that we accepted there. Chocolate syrup, vanilla syrup, flavoured syrup. Syrup was the key word, though, that we needed there, rather than any specific flavour, because you can have a variety of different flavours. Whiskey, unfortunately, not the answer. Only a couple of players actually getting that right. And Zeus and Toot were both incorrect. Zeus electing for ice cream, Toot thinking piss. Neither of which were correct. Shocking. It's a wrong answer. You don't get a choice. I'm afraid you are out of the game and you've been purged. I'd like to purge too. Not getting an option on my screen. Very good. Right, it comes back around. And once again, too, you've got control of this final question. Whether you're going to play or pass. If you're going to pass, it's only going to go over to Zeus. Here is half a question for you. Aside from Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, who's going to play? Let's see that question in full. Very best of luck. Aside from Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, who is the only other footballer to win the Ballon d'Or in the 2010s? Time. I can tell you that Zeus gave me the wrong answer. Now, if you had passed, Zeus would have got it wrong too, and you'd have won. But you didn't pass. Did you give us the right answer? Aside from Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, who is the only other footballer to win the Ballon d'Or in the 2010s. The correct answer and your response... Yeah, bang on. Luka Modric Square. Or Luka Modric, if you prefer. We did accept it without the diacritic over the C. So if you put just Modric with a regular C, you would have been marked as correct. But apparently that character is in neither the Metropolis font pack or indeed the one that I use in the Purge. Luka Modric Square. Two went for, I hoped it was an Instagram question. Whoops. It was not. Zeus went for Mbappe, which was also the wrong answer, but you've given me a wrong answer too. This feels like karmic justice for the early elimination of Matt there on the wrong button press. I'm afraid you have been purged. So, after all of that, we have got one player left standing and winning their second Purge medal ever. Congratulations to Zeus. You have survived the Purge. Confirmed. Ben's fonts can't handle odd Croatian diacritics. No, they can't. Oh, Zeus, very well done. You survived the Purge for only the second time. Well done indeed. Can I extend my thanks to the Lupine one for a really lovely pack there, getting very close to a perfect Purge pack. Well, we had 30 players left in at the end of the main game, but we got through 20 questions plus 4 out of 5 Purge questions and all 4 final Purge questions. So always good to see as many questions as possible. Let's take a look at the final leaderboard there. Most number of correct answers. 24 does look to be the ceiling. Zeus and Toot both hitting 24 there. Matt with a very respectable 23 as well. Good stuff all round. We will convert those into pennies. That now includes all of the Purge questions as well. Everyone's a diacritic. I love it, APB. Thank you very much for that suggestion. We'll convert those into pennies. They should have been written to the drive. You should have a readout on your device. Are you proud of me? I'm very proud of you, Zeus. Couldn't be prouder, son. I'll call you son. Am I old enough? I don't think I'm old enough to be your dad. No, I am older than you, though. Fairly sure. Don't know if I'm quite old enough to be your dad. Lupine, smashing question pack there. Thank you very much indeed for your efforts, and indeed to Topper as well for proofing that one. Right, I'm going to go for another break. I need to go to the loo. I need to get some more Prosecco. I encourage you to do the same. Stretch your legs, get some more snacks, get some more drinks, because we've got one more blast of trivia tonight in the shape of Spotlight. It's by a little bit of everybody. I put about a dozen new question packs in this afternoon as well, so there's lots of trivia to choose from. So I do hope that you will stick around for the final game of the evening, Spotlight. No continuity in between, but I will still be playing some adverts, but I won't start the next game until they're done. So about 5 minutes, some music if you're subbed, adverts if you're not, and I will see you for even more quiz here at Game Night with Spotlight in just a few minutes' time. Until then, congratulations to Zeus. You have survived the Purge. And I hope you've got a little bit left in the tank because we've got Spotlight coming up after the break. Proud of my son for bonus pennies, 112 of them to be exact. Here's some music coming up, ads if you're not subscribed, and when we return, it's the final game of the night. We're going to be playing Spotlight by a little bit of everybody. I hope you can join us. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. back for the third and final part of this evening's game night, where it is time for Spotlight. If you want to play TPZK with the Universal Controller, there's a Unicon, there's a code. Do come and join us. It's 0.6.7, ignore that message. Well, don't ignore it, click the link if you need it. So come and join the game. We're going to probably keep this to a relatively short lobby because it's already getting late. It's 10 to 11. I was aiming for an 11:30 finish tonight. If we whiz through, we might get to that. But yeah, it's good to have 3 games. I mean, it would have been. I could have quite easily pulled this game, and actually, it would have been still a very respectably length stream. But yeah, if we're here and up for quizzes, quite a few of you in the game, so welcome. Yes, Spotlight. How many of you have joined? Lots. I'm not going to count you, but there's quite a few of you in here. 1 hour 12 from Bumper Stream, so yeah, it's getting that way, isn't it? If we hit midnight, then it's 4 hours. But if you've got anything left in the tank this Saturday night, Spotlight's a nice way to round off your Saturday and wind into your Sunday. So can I once again just extend my thanks to the writing team for this evening, Lupine for the Purge, and Lingo for DangerZone, as well as the proofing team, Cola for DangerZone, and Topper for the Purge. Very much appreciate that the writers and the proofing team do a huge amount of work behind the scenes to ensure that these streams can happen twice a week. There is a request out for question writers at the moment. If you fancy writing some questions for game night, head on over to the Discord, grab yourself the question writer role, and fill in that form before the end of tomorrow. I'm still a little bit short because it's quite a long season. Quite a few people have said they only want 1 pack this season or 1 or 2 packs this season. What might end up happening is I end up blocking the first half of the season, then I put out a subsequent writer request later in the season if I can't quite fill up, because it's about 87 packs that are needed for season 20, because it's quite a long season. So but if you fancy writing some questions, then please, by all means, do send them in my general direction, and that well, certainly the application form, and then the assignments will follow thereafter. Okay, time for Spotlight. Anytime entry is available, as you can see, because Jogging has just come and joined us right there. How it's going to work, I'm going to pick a player to go into the Spotlight. They'll have control of the category. You'll get 3 questions on that category, and if at any point during the game while you're in the Spotlight, if you get any 2 out of any 3 incorrect, you'll be ejected from the Spotlight. You can answer up to 12 questions in the Spotlight before you'll be forcibly ejected, and at the end of it, the player who's gotten the most points in the Spotlight will go on to the Spotlight final, where they'll play 1 question from each of the 10 categories that we're about to see. So there are a total of 3 times 10, 30, plus 10 in the final, 40 questions. And the authors, there's all somewhat niche knowledge, relatively niche knowledge, and the authors will get 3 free points and pennies as their packs are rolled in, but of course won't be able to be selected to be in the Spotlight. Okay, so that's the name of the game. It's quite straightforward. Have fun. Thank you very much, Pink Sparkles Seashell. Very grateful to you. If you're not already, pop on into the Discord. It'd be good to hang out, and curious how you found us. But I'm very glad that you did, and I'm glad you're having a good time. So, without any further ado, let's put our first player into the Spotlight. Ho-ho! Mr. Cola, you have been chosen for the Spotlight. Press the button to confirm you're still here. Welcome. So you got a choice of 4 categories, and you get the option to swap one of them. If you don't like any of them, they will be removed and a replacement one put up. We've got 27 packs that we can choose from a variety of authors. And let's take a look at what the categories for you tonight are, Cola. Your options are Rapid Transit Systems by Topper One Gaming. This has been the first time it's been seen. It's never been swapped. Scottish Sketch Comedy by Jogging. This might not be the first time it's been seen, but I've only just started keeping track of them, and it's not been swapped. Drag Race by Oni, which again might not be the first time it's been seen, but for the purposes of today it is not been swapped. And Under the Weather by Vertigo. If you don't like any of them, you can swap. You can swap the pack once. But please do select a category. Scottish sketch comedy by Jogging. Jogging, you're up there on the right. Your border has gone dark blue. That means you are the author. You'll have been given 100 pennies and 3 free points, but you will not be able to answer the next 3 questions. For everybody else, 3 questions on Scottish sketch comedy. Remember, Cola, if you answer 2 out of any 3 incorrectly, you will be eliminated from the spotlight. Here's your first question. The series A Kick Up the 80s was one of the first television appearances for Tracey Ullman, who is now mostly well known for introducing which animated family to our screens? Was it The Simpsons, The Belchers, or The Griffins? 10 seconds. And that's time. Correct answer is, of course, The Simpsons. No drama for you there, Cola. Yes, first episode, Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire, was came off the back of the Tracey Ullman show, where The Simpsons first appeared in, was it 1984? It was quite early on, 1987 maybe. Either way, it's the right answer, no drama. Let's move on. Another question from Jogging on Scottish sketch comedy. The popular BBC Scotland sitcom Still Game features the 2 OAPs Victor and Jack, who previously appeared as characters in which sketch show? Was it Mullin' It Over, Chewing the Fat, or Shooting the Breeze? 10 seconds. And that's time up. The correct answer, Chewing the Fat. The majority of players getting it right, including Cola. Very well done. I haven't got any information to offer on that one because I don't know it. But Chewing the Fat is the right answer. One more on Scottish sketch comedy. You are guaranteed to be able to pick category number 2 now, Cola. So let's take a look at the third question here. Which one of these characters from the 80s sketch show Naked Video did not receive their own BBC spin-off series? Was it the Baldy Man, Highlander Angus, or Rab C. Nesbitt? 10 seconds. And that's time. Correct answer, Highlander Angus, and you're 3 for 3, Coda. Very well played. Yeah, Rab C. Nesbitt was a hugely successful sitcom in Scotland, while The Baldy Man was a show about a silent man with a pronounced comb-over. Highlander Angus didn't receive such accolades as its own spin-off, and most of us getting the right answer there, including Cola. 3 for 3. Well played. Shall we go back to the category board and see what we've got to pick from? Good, it's not incrementing them second time they show. So Rapid Transit Systems by Topper, Drag Race by Oni, Under the Weather by Vertigo, Swap still available, and a 4th category. Punchlines from the March 26, 1974 episode of The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson by Now Cut That Out. If you don't like any of them, you can swap them away. Well, you can swap one of them away. We've swapped drag... Well, apparently it says we swapped Drag Race, but it doesn't appear to have actually swapped. That's interesting. Coda, have you got anything on your device at the moment? Yeah. Oh, that's a problem. Shit. Have I left a bug in this? Yeah, swapping a category didn't. Can I fix this? Let me just try something here. And not a cat, welcome to the stream, by the way. Let me just try something. Cola, do you get anything when I press this button? If you do, press it. I may have protected that one too well. Shit. Okay, let's try this one. No, I've protected that too well as well. Oh, for God's sake. Can I progress just with F1? No, that's it. Okay, we're locked. I've pressed all the buttons that I can. That's really stupid. Where do we go from here? No, I have tried that one. Because it's an option choice, and I rather foolishly didn't give myself an option to force a category if this happens. Right. Because we've only had one category, and because it's already late, and because I'm tired, I'm going to make an executive decision that I am going to end the stream early. Because the impression I get, despite the fact we've got lots of players in, and I'm really sorry to do this, because it's Spotlight and because it can be deployed at any time, I think I am going to, rather than going to a dev stream, find the bug, fix the bug, start the game again, force Cola back into the Spotlight, and go through it again, which is basically starting the game again, even though it's early. I think I'm going to call it a win tonight with 2 very successful packs, and I'm going to go and spend the time that I would have done restart the game fixing this bug immediately, because this is very important, and we'll play Spotlight another time. Apologies. I don't like curtailing the stream, and had this been a bespoke pack, I probably would not have curtailed it. But I am flagging a little bit. I've been going for 3 hours, and I am slightly flagging. I've still got all the pack down to do, which is at least another 40 minutes. So I think I am just going to call it there. Huge apologies for that. Cola, if you are here next time we play Spotlight, I will force you in so that you can continue or start again, because it feels only fair. Please remind me next time we play Spotlight, and I will put you back in into the Spotlight there. Jogging, apologies that your questions have been used up. You did still get the pennies for them. No one else will get pennies for them though, but you have had the pennies added. Yeah, I think that's going to be it from me for tonight. Really sorry about that, but I just feel. Should I kill the current game? Yeah. I think that's just. I've sort of reached saturation point. I've had a really good stream, and I don't want to sully it by digging out this bug live on camera, watching the view counter gradually dwindle as people get bored and tired and decide to go off, because it is already late, I think. So, yeah, so Jogging, thank you for that question pack, and apologies it didn't get into the full game, as it were. But I've now got 2 full glasses of Prosecco. Thank you. Yeah. Huh? It is hot in here. Yeah, really hot. Alien concept. No, I'm just sort of flagging a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a raid message, and we're going to go and raid Nico, as we did last week, I think. And I'm going to be back on Thursday with a fixed version of Spotlight, and also Battlefront Distinction and the Pyramid. Next Saturday for the finale, Cryptex, Red Herrings, and the Abyss. Thank you once again to all of the writing team, the proofing team, the admin team behind the scene. We'll make up that Spotlight game another time. The packs are still there, and it's just I could just feel myself on my last legs at this point. And I think the next hour of my life is going to be better spent reproing that bug and then fixing it, rather than trying to do it live. It's probably something really, really silly, because that is the area that I changed that I obviously didn't test enough. So apologies, but I hope you've had fun all the same. Let me just check through these raid messages. It's not going to be anything to do with Spotlight. Half a swap, I quite like that. Measure twice, purge once. Right. Right, I've got it down to 3. So everyone's a diacritic, and if your chair is red, I'm afraid you're dead. Are the backup pennies, or the pity pennies, if you like. Just a reminder, do come and join the Discord if you want to come and hang out some more. I'm going to be back on Thursday with even more quiz. Again, sorry for the slightly abrupt end to the stream, but that it just feels like that. I'm going to take that as a sign that actually I should just call it a night. Call it a win. 2 really good games, and we'll pick up Spotlight again another time. If you're new, I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. Again, apologies for the slight breakage at the end there. And Cola will get him back in the spotlight in the future. If you're not new, then I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. Again, thanks to the question writers and the proofing team for everything you've done. We're going to go and raid Nico Hart. And I'll tell you what we're going to say in a minute. In fact, I'll tell you what we're going to say now. We're going to go say Gospel of Duck. There's a podcast as well. There's a podcast we can all go and listen to. Yeah, don't forget the podcast. The link to which is in the Discord server, and I'll post it again here just in case you're not there. There you go. Go and listen to it. And Gospel of Duck is the raid message. We're going to go and raid Nico Hart, who's playing Blueprints once again. You have been watching Game Night with me, Royal Flush, with a rather abrupt ending, and I can only apologise once again for that, but I hope you've had fun while it was all working. Until next time, be splendid and wonderful and marvellous and safe, and as ever, take care, peace out, and good night.
I'm putting something else, okay.